Welcome back to Win in the Wild, everyone. It's session 30 and we are in the material plane. That's insane. Ignore the horrible pun. Thanks, Sean. All right, if someone would like to read off the recap for us from session 29, go for it.
Jeatz failed to recall the night he obtained the key that opened the tower. He felt a sense of ownership over the tower and wanted to clean up the spider webs, which upset the pair of Fey spiders that had taken up residence. The party fought through the spiders, but not quickly enough. One spider inflicted Almyre with its poisonous bite. Horace, Dragonslayer, Ghoulbane, Arcanid, Arcanemesis dealt the final blow to the threat. Is that some, that you were the ChatGPT?
So I write the recaps, and now I'm sending them through ChatGPT to correct any misspellings or correct any like hyper passive language.
They tidied up a bit while taking a much needed rest. They asked about the attack on the pixies referenced in their memory. Glitter heard Spinkle mention a near extinction event, but it would have been a long, long time ago, around 1,000 winters. Horace trained Glitter some more, bringing her one step closer to gaining proficiency with her armor. They made their way up to a room with a daybed and scattered papers, whose writing had long faded. The lens revealed a very upset Endring sitting across from a pixie. The pixie said it was most likely Ariazel who was killing and stealing away the pixies. The room presented a bunch of gems swirling with twisted energy. Jeatz failed his wild surge on detect magic. Blinding shadows swirled around him, disturbing the gems, and summoned a corrupted, magic-hungry pixie. Almyre fired off a successful stasis spell, allowing the power party a full 2 turns to lay into the creature. Jeatz, however, failed his surge check again and spawned 4 skeletons made from wood and bones fused together. The creatures finally got his turn and unleashed a deadly psychic blow, then consumed the magic within a gem, regenerating itself. Jeatz picked up a gem, but was unable to overcome its magic, taking enough damage to knock him out. Almyre tried to attack the creature, but the pixie counterspelled. She then tiptoed over the gems to heal Jeatz. The pixie got one last burst off before Horace killed it. Jeatz picked up a gem to pack it away, getting hit by a firebolt spell in the process. They wandered up to the next floor, a library full of now empty books. The books themselves were not inherently magical, but Horace successfully found a helm of comprehend languages. The lens revealed Ariazel reading in a skin-bound book. Changing one's personhood from mortal to fey is possible. However, it will amplify the subject's tendencies to their most extreme. They moved upstairs, finding a puzzle awaiting them. They were locked on this floor until they figured out the light-bouncing puzzle. After some time, they got the riddle correct and solved the puzzle, allowing them to progress to the penultimate floor. The lens had much to show them. In the vision, Endring confronted Ariazel about killing the pixies. Ariazel initially claimed it was so that he could become Fey, hoping that Exurbia, Endring's mother, would accept him as the father of their children. Endring would rather die than see her children raised by a murderer. Ariazel then revealed his true intentions. Becoming Fey will allow him to master magic. He killed Endring, stealing her heart and corrupting it, creating the Lord of Night. Jeatz noticed the room was devoid of magic, concluding that Ariazel must have absorbed all of magic. Horace surmised that Ariazel killed the pixies, distilled them, and consumed them to become a Fey. They walked out to the top of the tower, hesitated for a moment, and stepped through into the material plane. Horace looked up at the tree they had stepped through, noting it looked exactly like the one that had brought him into the wild.
And that's where we are now. Horace, you look up and you see that this tree is the very same that took you to the wild in the first place. As you take it in, this memory rushes back to you, and you can recall that night nearly perfectly of your parents running away, fleeing the onslaught that was happening in your village. And as you think about it, suddenly more memories rush back to you. a void that you didn't know was there is suddenly filled. Memories of playing in the forest around Last Hearth, your uncle Davestan showing you how to swing a stick like a sword and how to start a fire. And then the bad memories come. Humans attacking other humans, orcs killing other humans on that fateful night, fire, blood, screaming, and your parents all this time cursing the name Victor Kane. And then you come to. Everyone, you hear a thunking in the distance. As you look around, you see it appears to be winter here. Some snow has fallen, has rested on the top of the trees, is littered around the ground. It's not quite a thick forest. There are scattered trees, but as you look around, it seems you might be a little far from any village, but you do hear thunking, as I said earlier in the distance. Almost sounds like an axe striking a tree.
I guess I just find a weird connection to this. I kind of start walking towards the sound to see if it's something familiar.
Is there a map that I'm not getting?
I have not opened one yet.
Oh, okay, cool. Just making sure.
Yeah, I decided to close the scene instead of leaving it on the tower. So instead, we just started looking at nothing on the battle map. Okay. Horace, you start walking towards the sound. Jeatz and Almyre, this is also new to you. Almyre, you've never been in the material plane. Jeatz, you were young when you left it. So what are y'all doing? What's your reaction?
I think my first thing is to check and make sure that Pascal's okay. So I'm just patting him. He jumped in. Yeah, so I'm looking for Pascal.
Yeah, Pascal jumped in.
Where'd you go?
First, you look around and he has scattered up into a tree and is looking down on you. He looks pleased. This place is new to him, so he's just scattering around the tree, jumping from branch to branch. It seems like he's enjoying the change in scenery, so to speak.
Okay. I seeing him, I just kind of take some stock around to see what's going on. I think actually I'm gonna take a minute and, now that I know where Pascal is, just kind of sit for a second and just kind of try to take in and see if I can what I can feel through the earth.
Oh, yes, sure. Yeah, go ahead and roll me a nature check.
Okay. That's gonna be... Do I still have disadvantage?
Yes, you are still exhausted.
It's gonna be an 8 total.
An 8. The thing that stands out to you, and you can't feel much beyond this, is as you reach out to touch the nature around you, is that this nature feels mundane. It, when called to, it doesn't speak back or even seems like it wants to speak back.
Okay.
This is just plain grass, plain trees. There's nothing alive about them other than they grow and change with the seasons. There's no personality like you would have experienced in the wild.
Okay. I'm just gonna do that for a minute, so.
Okay. Almyre, what's your estimation of all of this, having never been to a different plane, let alone the material plane?
This feels weird. I think not only being an Eladrin, being just innately Fey, but also a wizard, like someone who has made studying and learning magic their life's work so far, being in a place that does not live and breathe magic is very foreign. I'm very out of place. I feel like everything that is around me is clocking me and knowing you do not belong.
So an anxiety washes over you that you're
Yes.
very out of place.
I feel like an American with like Star Spangled Banner shorts on and a fanny pack and a camera around my neck in the middle of Paris.
Oh, beautiful. Incredible.
Can I look around and I guess after I kind of walk a little bit, I kind of want to turn back and kind of look upon the tree, kind of remembering the kind of that day that I entered the Fae.
Mhm.
I want to see if like if the tree is still active, the portal is still active, or if it's just on a tree right now.
You turn around, and what you see in the door-like root that has grown out of the ground, creating this semicircle, nothing is there. You can see straight through it into the forest beyond, but you catch a glimmer of this sylvan rune as it has started to fade. Almost like it's burned into the bark.
Okay. I guess take a note of what the rune looks like. What does the rune look like? Is it like a
Yeah, so
shape,
you know,
or is it kind of like
in the wild, there's not much writing, but what you do see is what looks like a U shape with a line going vertically through the U, and then another line going through the middle horizontally through that vertical line at a 90-degree angle. And I don't really have a good way to draw what this looks like, so here's what I'll do. I don't have like I deleted my Just Grass battle map like an idiot. So here's what I'll do. I'll open up the sand battle map and just delete the the things that are on it. No, there's no sandworm here. So here, can you guys see this? And I'll just draw what it looks like. So something like that. Ignore the extra long lines, but basically something like that.
It's a parabola.
Mm-hmm.
On a
Exactly.
graph.
It's x squared. On the
Yep.
graph.
would it be a symbol that I might like recognize now, or I guess
Give me a history check with disadvantage. You try to recall that night as a child.
that makes sense. Yeah, that's a 5.
A 5? No. The memory came back to you like a flood, but you can't seem to recall specifics about the tree itself.
I'll just take a mental note of the symbol.
Okay.
And then go back towards the sound. Kind of walking back towards that.
Okay. Jeatz, Almyre, are you following along as Horace starts to wander?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I motioned to Pascal to jump on my shoulder or jump into my arms.
Yeah, so he jumps off a low branch onto your arms, and he, like a dog, eyes wide open, just looking around everywhere at the new sights.
I go, look at you, buddy. It looks like got some new areas to look at. And I'm just gonna set him on my shoulder and then start walking towards. Hey, buddy. Start walking towards. Horace.
What does Glitter think?
Whoa, it's real different. It's really quiet. There's no, I mean, like, apart from the thunk, what? I guess that's an axe against a tree. Who is that? Is that what I'm hearing? Is that an axe against a tree, Horace? I hope it's not.
I think you're right. So this world might be a little bland when it comes to magic, but
Who would cut down a tree? Like, they're living beings. They live and they think and they speak, but
You don't cut
well,
the-
maybe I guess maybe not
You don't
these
cut down trees. In the Fey, I
Well,
think my
they
cat
cut
would
down the
be out of wood.
they cut down the bad trees. You know, the ones that are actively harming the environment by harboring wasps. You know, they cut down bad trees, but not just like any random tree.
We don't know what tree they're cutting down. It could be
I
bad.
guess it could be a bad tree, but these trees don't seem to think. That's weird.
No, they
I
don't.
don't like it.
They're bland trees.
I just think
Bland's an
about the fact
understatement.
that Horace lived in a wood house.
Say you didn't live in a wood cabin, did you, Horace?
Yeah, I did, and some guy behind me helped burn it down.
What? You cut down trees and then you burned their bones? Horace, it's horrible. I hope you're joking.
I didn't burn my bones. Somebody burned the bones, not me.
Oh, someone else did it? Okay. Well, as long as they were bad trees, then I guess it's okay if you built the house out of them.
Actually, I guess bad trees did do it.
At what point does this become a deception check? That's what I really need to know.
Yeah, roll me a deception check with advantage, Horace. I think Glitter is just glommed onto you at this point. She'll just believe whatever you say, but I'll roll an insight.
A deception with advantage?
Yeah.
15.
I got a 14. It was close.
Oh.
I don't know if I believe
I
you,
look at-
Horace, but... Well, I guess I have
Yeah,
to.
I look over and I'm like, oh yeah, didn't your friend Bruno actually, Bruno or Bronto, didn't he actually burn this down?
Yeah, it was a long story. He was involved, yeah. And I don't know, he's my friend, he's not my friend. He's been my enemy most of my life. I still don't know what I think about him.
Yeah, little bunny boy.
Yeah, useless bunny boy.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as they were bad... Honestly, I don't even really care about this story. I just want to know that they were bad trees. And you said that they were, so I guess I believe you.
And Glitter sits on your shoulder, and she looks around much in the same way that Pascal is.
How big is Glitter?
I look over at Almyre like, where's your little buddy?
Yeah, you all. At this point, you just all have little buddies.
Oh.
Glitter is like half the size of a head. She's a pixie, right? Like she's a little larger than, I don't know, or maybe she is the size of a loaf of bread, or larger than a beer can. Like think a large rat. I don't know. These are horrible comparisons.
A beer can. Look at the beer can, because I feel like there's a big size difference between a loaf of bread.
Like a tall boy. Like she's bigger than a tall boy. Okay.
Okay.
Like if she wanted to, she could hug your face and cover your eyes and mouth.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's gonna kill you.
Don't take that the wrong way.
I might use that.
Yeah.
But she's small, so she can fit into, or no, she's tiny because she's a pixie, not even small. Because like small would be a halfling, tiny is like anything smaller than a halfling, basically.
Okay.
It's a big range.
Yes, I know. I will use the size as it is convenient to the plot. How about that?
Glitter, it is weird. I'm not sure if you're gonna fit in this armor because you seem bigger sometimes, and the next time I look at you, you're a little bit smaller.
Listen, my weight fluctuates based on how I'm feeling, okay? Leave me alone.
Okay. Yeah, Almyre, you don't have a little buddy.
I don't have a little buddy.
You're getting called out. Okay. That said, the what sounds like an axe against a tree is getting closer as you guys approach. How do you want to take this? It sounds like an axe against a tree.
I guess I kind of want to kind of go up to it, not like be stealthy and kind of look from a distance to see if I can see what it is.
Okay. Sure. If you want to stay at a distance, you can roll me a perception check.
That is a 14.
With a 14, there's not much to see. But what you do see is a halfling with an axe chopping away at a tree. However, what's odd about this sight is his clothes look maybe a little torn, but the most interesting piece of this is he has a shackle around his ankle with a large iron ball attached to it via a chain. But he's just chopping.
Is it just him there, or is it other stuff like I don't know, like
just
tent? If I could see like a tent or something that he's like, I feel like I could see that.
No, it's just him.
Oh,
Just this one halfling.
Can I do an insight? I realize this is gonna be a high roll. Can I do an insight on like if the fact that we're in the material plane that means anything that's not human is being put in slavery?
With this one interaction, that is absolutely not something that you could intuit, even with like a nat 20.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I rolled a nat 1, so.
Honestly, you think, oh my god, do they enslave anything that's not a human in the material plane? What is this nonsense?
It
yeah,
is
you
common.
feel convicted of that truth.
Oh boy.
Wait, do we see if has he cut down multiple trees? Or is it like the first one?
He's working on a really large oak tree. It seems like he would have been at it for a while now. He doesn't look like the strongest of individuals. You don't see any other chopped down trees, but he's made good progress through this oak tree.
I mean, he doesn't look like a threat, but I don't know. It's kind of odd for just a halfling to be out here ball and chain, just in the middle of the woods with an axe cutting down a tree. Yeah, I guess I've grown suspicious of things coming from the Feywild, so.
Yeah, I'd say.
Do you guys want to go? We're just gonna go up and see what he's doing.
Yeah, that's probably a good move. You're the only human here, so maybe you should go and we'll just hang back.
Can't you become a human?
Oh shit, that's actually a pretty good point.
You could you could become a halfling, and so he could have that relationship there.
Oh no,
connection.
from my very limited experience here, it seems like halflings are just constantly enslaved, and I don't want to be that. I am going to reach down into my memory, and I'm going to think back to when I was a kid, and I'm going to turn into the form that my father would take when he looked like a human.
Oh, okay. So your dad would have been like middle-aged at that point, basically, when you were a kid. I guess he could have been younger. When he was in the wild, Benny looked a little older based on the profile picture we gave him. But yeah, you can turn into a younger version of your dad, definitely, looking like a human.
So indefinitely, I look like my dad. How this world would have known my dad to look.
Sure, excellent. Okay. So definitely very human. So your dad had a beard in his old age. Do you have a beard now?
No, I think I just have kind of a stubble. Like I've got
hot stubble.
a work,
not unkempt stubble,
yeah, like
stubble.
A workman's beard where it's just like
sure.
It's just like I'm shaving it like every other day, but it's just growing back too fast, you know.
Gotcha. Yeah, you're just really you've got so much testosterone. You would have to shave like 3 times a day to keep it maintained.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it. Okay. So Horace and human Jeatz, are you both approaching at the same time, or Horace, are you going on your own?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell Pascal to hide in my shirt.
Okay.
I'll leave Glitter with Well, Almyre, what are you doing?
I'm following. Anxiety has really taken over. So I am deep in the shell of my person. Just kind of following whatever you guys do.
Okay, so
yeah, glitter hide as well. It was too obvious.
yeah, glitter flies away and hides in a nearby tree branch, and she turns herself invisible, as pixies are wont to do. Okay, so
It's like, glitter, if you're gonna be invisible, you don't need to hide in a tree. Just get on my back.
Oh, I'm kind of scared. What if he starts swinging that axe? I don't know. I'd
We'll
rather be
protect
safe.
you.
Okay.
You've seen me wield a halberd.
Well, that's true. You're pretty fucking awesome. All right. I guess I'll just be invisible on your shoulder. That's fine.
okay, so she sits. You feel her. She's already invisible, but she sits on your shoulder that you can feel. As you approach, this halfling is chopping away at this tree, and as you get close, it takes him a moment to clock you. It seems like he's into whatever he's doing, and he looks up and he says, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa!" And he like brandishes his axe, ready to attack.
Hey, we're not in for any trouble. We're just saw you, heard you chopping, and heard you chopping from afar, and wondered if there were anybody nearby.
Whoa, anybody nearby? Well, I mean, I'm nearby, ain't I? But yeah, the village of Last Hearth is just that way.
And he gestures kind of behind himself.
But what's it to you?
We were kind of wondering what you were doing out here with a axe and a ball and chain there.
What? Me?
Well, I am a victim of Lord Fresk. Okay, you're way off the main road, so it seems like you're looking for trouble. But if you must know, I am a victim of Lord Fresk. Okay.
Lord Fresca, what?
Lord Fresk. He's an orc, okay? And he took over the village, and he put me in this ball and chain because he didn't like me, okay? Because I was a halfling, all right? I wasn't like them, like those monsters.
Like what monsters?
Oh, the orcs and the tieflings and the dragonborn. They all just came one day and they were like, oh, we don't like the humans and the elves and the halflings, so we're just gonna shit on them. It's basically what they said, okay?
This sounds way too familiar.
I don't have time to like give you a saga. And I guess technically I do have all the time in the world. But listen. Tell you what, if you get me out of this shackle here, I'll give you the key to the lockbox that's in my house, and you can have whatever's in it. Okay, my life savings. I just need to get out of this place.
Can I roll an insight check on this man?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Well, it's at most an 11. It's an 11.
Okay. I got a 13.
Can I?
It seems like he's telling the truth. What was that, Sean?
Can I check, or have you given him the help action? See if he can roll better.
Do you have proficiency in insight, Sir Horace?
Yes.
Then yes, by all means, you may roll with advantage.
I roll with advantage, or he rolls with advantage?
Oh, I guess you would have rolled flat, and I can't.
If I had rolled flat,
you...
I would have still gotten a 11 because my first roll was that.
Okay. So then we'll, even with the help action, we'll let the result stand. It seems like he's telling the truth. Something about orcs taking over, or orcs, tieflings, and dragonborn taking over Last Hearth, and him being imprisoned or something.
I've been forced to work out here chopping trees. I'm a halfling. Right? Like, why am I chopping trees? It's ridiculous. It's unfair. It's unjust, is what it is.
Does that sound familiar to me?
Yes, Last Hearth is the village that you are from, Horace. I looked through your backstory and you didn't specify what village you said you were from in the material plane, so I took liberty with
Well,
what the village was called.
I don't think I did because I kind of moved around because of Kane. I guess I would
We're
remember that it
freeballing
wasn't.
But Last Hearth would have been the place that
Is
you
there-
last stayed, sure.
Yeah. Is there a reason that Lord Fresk came here and why they took over Last Hearth?
Does it matter? They came in and they invaded Last Hearth, and they also invaded Duvos to the south too. They just took the land that wasn't theirs. They banded together and they came and took it.
I think it does matter because we're also human about to go into Last Hearth. So I think any information is pretty pertinent.
Humans, you'll be fine. Listen, it's just the halflings that they have a problem with, really. They see us as lesses. If you go into Last Hearth, they're not going to attack you or anything. You'll be okay for a night, but I wouldn't be surprised if they get maybe a little violent the second day you're there. They don't like strangers.
You know what?
You asked us to let you out, and then you'd what?
I would give you the key to the lockbox that's in my house.
And that is in
And you can
Last
have
Hearth?
whatever's in it. Yes. Like so you won't like be attacked, right? Like if I was gonna give you my key, I wouldn't send you into some place that I knew you'd die. No, that's ridiculous.
Okay.
Sure about that? I feel like that might be something someone would do.
What was that, Almyre?
What good does it serve me?
Well, I guess that's fair.
Yeah, honestly, it would be a weird trap if somebody just put themselves in a ball of chain and started chopping down a tree, hoping somebody would come by. So
That's...
I'm more
the
inclined.
trickster god? No.
You might be.
The gods are
Can I
bad
roll
anyway.
another insight by that on that?
Is he
Yeah,
a
sure.
god?
Yeah.
I give him that action.
Okay, cool. I still got an 11 with the help
My
action.
God.
Okay.
Why are we back to 11s?
No, the curse of 11s. No, he doesn't seem like the trickster god, but he could be.
Okay.
Maybe he should be. Right.
I look at
No,
Pascal and
also-
I'm like, with like, what do you get off of this guy eyes?
Pascal, you can feel him shrug within your shirt.
All right.
So what? You gonna let me out? I'm tired of talking. Listen, I gotta get back to chopping this tree, or he's gonna have my head. So either let me out or keep going.
I try to look in his pockets to take his key.
Hey, he swings his axe at you. A 9's gonna miss. He swings and trips over the chain as he loses his balance and falls onto the ground. What do you think this is? Some kind of charity? And he like brandishes the axe at you. Get your
Okay.
little hands off me.
Do I successfully try to pickpocket him though?
I mean, give me a sleight of hand check. I'll say DC 10.
That's a 15.
Yeah, a 15. You successfully like get into his pockets really quick. He like tries to fight you. He can't swing the axe quite right. Hey, get off! And you pull the key out of his pocket. Hey, come back with that! And he like tries to run after you, but the shackle gets taut, and he turns around to like pick the ball up off the ground. So he's got the ball in one hand and the axe in the other, but he's like really struggling to carry it. Come back, you're right. I'll get you. That's my key.
I just go, oh, thanks, buddy, and then I just start walking away.
Like, wait, Almyre,
Okay.
you're the
Wait,
one
hold on.
missing a little buddy. Maybe.
This is my
Yeah,
I look at
Almyre,
you
this
and
could
like-
be your little buddy. I cast Reduce on him. No, I'm just kidding.
Can I understand him? I just realized this.
Oh, no, Almyre, you can't. Now that I think about it, the other two of you can speak common because your parents would have spoken it around you. But Almyre, no, he is
do I
speaking a
have-
foreign language to you.
have-
Now I realize
have
you
a
had
helmet.
responded earlier, but well,
I have a
forget that.
helmet though, don't I?
yes, but it allows you to cast comprehend languages without consuming a spell slot. But it
Oh,
doesn't
that's right.
innately grant you the ability to.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So pretend I never said anything to him, and I'm just talking to them.
Okay,
I'm just like,
that's
what?
fine.
What language is he?
That
I've
yeah,
never
the
heard
halfling
this.
is like, what language is she speaking? What is this? What is this? He's clearly flustered at this point.
She's special. It's not any language, really.
Oh,
You
you're
can't
all
speak-
special, clearly. Thieves, the lot of you.
Wait,
Stealing from an
okay.
imprisoned man.
Are you really trying to just do that key from him?
Maybe, and then
You know what? After dealing with the hate of being a human in I don't want to say after from where we were, I can't stand for this. So I'll break the chain.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you swing your halberd and break the chain. He's like, what?
One swing, you're pretty strong.
my keyboard and mouse just died somehow.
That's fun.
Oh, they're back. Okay, that was weird.
Okay, so yeah, you swing your halberd and you, despite him holding the ball in chain, you swing it just right so that it breaks without nicking him. And he says, he drops the ball and he says,
Oh, well, I guess this is all an elaborate prank, right?
well, you have the key now, so no need for further violence, fellas. And my lady, who speaks the weird language, I will be off again. It has been a pleasure doing business with you. And he sprints off in the opposite direction.
Why do I get the feeling that whatever just happened is not a good thing? I look over at Horace and I go, listen, man, why'd you have to let him go? We got the key. If he was in shackles, it's not like he was going anywhere. We could have come back to free him once we made sure he was not evil.
That just seems. You know what? I just want to see the good in people, and from where I came from where we came from, the Feywild, I wasn't treated so kindly. So I'm just trying to make the best of people and help where I can.
All right, well, let's just hope this doesn't come back to bite us.
Well, now I'm excited to overthrow another government, is what it sounds like we're about to do. So,
Yeah, well, first let's find a place to rest. I'm really not doing great, and we have a key to figure out. What
Maybe-
to do.
Oh, did he tell us where his house is?
Yeah, no.
Nope.
okay, regardless of whether I let him go, you were just gonna walk away without asking. So,
That's true. that's a good point.
More fingers
I
pointed.
did not think
I'm
that
sure
through.
fingers are pointed at both of us.
Oh my God!
Oh,
Yeah, see, I would have asked him, but
I
what
imagine
language
it'll
is
be
he speaking?
easy
Why
to
do you
find
guys
because
speak this language?
I'm still talking in material common, and
What
so
the fuck are
Almyre
you
still doesn't
saying?
understand. I look at Horace and I go, I imagine the house will be easy to find. It'll be the short one.
Yeah, but he could have lived not even in. I don't know. Wait, Glitter, could you go run after him and like transform into something that we could catch?
Does Glitter speak common?
No, Glitter only speaks Sylvan.
This is the only time I
Yeah,
see
you
from
you
Silver.
want me to go? You want me to go polymorph him into like a turtle or something? I can do that.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah,
Into a nice
Okay.
fucking shiny turtle. So.
Okay. So she's gonna cast polymorph. This halfling who does have a name, but you did not ask.
I like how we're just
going-
talking in the background. We can just see him running, just slowly getting smaller.
He's like sprinting off of the distance. Yeah, Glitter sprints after him. Oh my god, he rolled a 19 on his save. And she can only cast polymorph once per day.
I'm sorry, Horace. I just got so caught up in the moment. I cast polymorph, but it didn't work.
That's all right.
Oh, I know what I can do. I can put him to sleep.
You see her
do
sprint
that.
fly off the distance. Okay, so sleep is 5d8. Okay, I've got to roll 5d8, so that's 6, that's 10, 13. Okay, with just 3d8, that's enough to put him, this halfling, to sleep, and you see him just like collapse in the underbrush of this like sparse forest. Like 100
go,
feet
Glitter.
distance.
All right, I'll go after. I'll go and pick him up and bring
Okay.
him back.
All right. Yeah, he's just like.
Should we
Fa-
wake him up
fast
here,
asleep in
or?
your
What do you guys want to do with him?
I guess just let's. Can we carry him? Like, is he carryable?
But yeah, how
He's a
long does
halfling.
he
He's small.
sleep?
Okay.
Didn't you say that?
oh,
in
Shit.
prison, though,
This
so
only
he
lasts
can't
one. Sleep only lasts 1 minute. So I would say if you sprint off and sprint with him back, he wakes up as you reapproach the group.
I wake as he wakes up. I go, "Good morning, sleepyhead."
Oh, what is this? What is this?
I'll lay him on the ground. Like,
Okay, yeah. If you want to pin him, roll me an athletics check with advantage to grapple him.
I don't want to
have
pin him. I guess I assume we like all surrounding him, and he's like, I like laid him on the ground.
Yeah, we're all looking
okay,
up
roll me
at
an
him from
intimidate.
above.
Yeah, we're
Roll me an
looking, we're looking
intimidation.
down at him on the ground.
An intimidation check with
Who?
advantage.
Me or? Okay.
Horace?
That is a nat 20 plus.
A nat 20. He struggles for a second, but seeing all of you,
What? Oh, what is this? Is this some kind of game? What the fuck is going on? You let me free and I'm running, and all of a sudden I'm asleep and then
I think you might have imagined you running away. Were you gonna? Before you helped us? Help you?
What? What do you mean? You took the key and then you freed me. That was the deal that I had set forth. What is this?
No, we broke the chain and you fainted.
Can I? have
roll
picked
me
up his axe?
roll me a deception check. Yes, Jeatz, you can. Yeah, you can have picked.
But
up his axe.
I hope you weren't gonna run away after us helping you. That would be quite unkind.
Okay, what'd you get?
What
on
am I
your
intimidate? What am I rolling? No, deception.
Deception, yep.
That is a 18.
With an 18, and as you say, I hope you weren't going to run away. He's like,
Oh, well, that must have been what happened. No. Of course I wasn't gonna run away. Yeah, that's it. I must have fainted.
Good. So,
What can I do for you fine fellows? It's such a beautiful day
well,
outside.
you did mention we could have whatever is in a chest in your house, and well, we
yes,
never
of
found out
course.
where your house
You have the
was.
key.
Oh. Yes, it's the house right behind the inn, next to the temple.
Can I roll to see if that is truthful?
With him pen and with 2 successful intimidation and deception checks, like it seems like he's telling the truth. Like you've got him right where you want him, as they
Okay.
say.
You know, we actually. Well, thank you, but we actually never found out your name.
Oh, my name? Well, it's Varric Frosttoe, of course. Listen, if they know you know me, they'll cut off your head. So just don't mention my name, please.
All right. Well, I guess then we need anything else from Varric Frosthill before we go into town.
No. Listen, you're all humans, and whatever she is, you'll be fine. They just don't like people like me, halflings. Humans are okay for a while. Just don't piss them off.
Thank you. Anybody need anything else from the kind Varric here?
No.
Did we find out what house he's in?
Yes,
yeah,
I'm yes.
Yeah, in Sylvan, I just say back.
Oh.
Yeah, it's apparently next to the inn.
Who the fuck are you people?
Did he just
Whatever, doesn't matter. Sorry, you didn't hear. No, you didn't hear anything. No. I'm sorry. I should have said it.
Almyre doesn't
in
speak
his
Common, but she
old-
didn't know that word.
In his own voice, I say, "Who the fuck are you people?" Back to him.
What the fuck? Oh, please let me go.
He's like struggling really hard now, Horace.
All right, now you can run.
Okay,
I
thank
can't
you.
sleep on him as he runs away. I'm kidding.
Okay. Yeah, he
Alright,
he stumbles a little bit, but yeah, you let him go.
As he gets farther away, I go, "Shit! How do we get to the city?"
Horace, from here, it's as Jeatz asks that, you kind of feel compelled. Like you recognize these trees. They're a little larger now, but you feel yourself drawn towards the city. Like you are recalling your parents running away that fateful night, and you can kind of guide them to last.
I think I can lead the way. I'll start heading in the direction of the village.
Sweet, let's do it.
Okay. As you approach the village, you exit this sparse forest, and what you see in front of you is a tall fence made out of wood with spikes on the end, as any, village would be that was trying to protect itself perhaps from invaders. On the outside, there is what you would assume to be farmland, but it's covered in a light dusting of snow, and as you look to your right, you see a field. But what you see intrigues you. You see cattle and sheep grazing on what little grass is protruding out of the snowbound ground, but they are all sickly looking and emaciated. You can see their ribs. The sheep's wool is mostly patches. Very little wool is actually growing. They seem unwell. And as you look
As
to
it
the
was down.
gate, you see two guards standing on either side of the door of this gate.
And from my memories, this town would have been a lot, maybe look a little bit nicer than what it is now.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, as you recall to your childhood, Horace, you remember playing outside the city gates and not, being a risk of, getting captured or anything like that. So you just play outside the city gates. And you remember the, maybe not large fields of grain, but you remember fields of grain, the cattle being nice and friendly. You would frolic with them in the pasture, and they would be playful, and you would try and headbutt the sheep, and they would knock you down. But you have happy memories of these things when they were well, and this is the polar opposite.
It sickens me to see this place like this.
Horace, did you come from here, or what's?
I believe this was my home at some point. I definitely remember, playing in the fields and seeing everything in just, much better state than it is now. It didn't look sickly like this.
Okay. So as you guys approach, I'll open up the Last Hearth map here. So you guys are coming from, obviously, Almyre doesn't know what south is, but you are approaching from the bottom of this map here. Mm-hmm. And you see these two guards standing watch. Here. At least, at the very least, from a distance, you can see that one appears to be a tiefling and one appears to be a orc.
We have a
and you can make your images.
Open the gate.
Oh yeah, and you can make your tokens 10 feet wide instead of 5 feet wide, just so you can see them better on the map.
Can you put mine on there?
Yes, I got you.
Please. Thank you. Extra.
We're gonna have to get past those guards. Maybe I try to get past them and convince them that we're merchants of some kind.
We're not really carrying anything to sell.
They don't know that. I mean, I've got the luck stone. I've got this axe that our friend didn't take with him.
We're here to sell an axe.
We're just travelers. We're just travelers looking for a rest, maybe is the way we should frame it then.
And somewhere to get out of the cold, because we just came from a desert.
Almyre, you should not talk. You're muted. You're mute for the time being. Also, Almyre, do you have a hood of some kind that you can put on? Your ears are going to give you away very quickly.
Yes. Do they not have Eladrin-type creatures in this world? Is that just a Fey thing?
Can I roll a history check?
I mean, you would know that like elves exist in the material plane. That would be basically universal knowledge, even though you guys were children when you were in the material plane.
Okay, well, elves do exist here, but I worry a little bit about your not humanness. I look at Horace and I go, has there been like a history of poor reception to non-humans here when you came from here, Horace?
I don't think so, but can I roll for that?
Yeah. I mean, your initial assumption is right, but if you want to roll for more, you may roll me a history check. The 15? You remember seeing elves, as rare as they were, around Last Hearth, facing no issue?
Yeah, no.
And amongst the other places you lived as a child.
The language barrier might be the toughest thing. When we have a chance, we spend time teaching Almyre Common?
Yeah.
Yes. It would take a while. You would be aided perhaps by the Helm of Comprehend Languages. Obviously, I'm not going to allow it overnight or even over. Let's say. I'm going to forget the number of long rests, but let's say tentatively 5 long rests for Almyre to learn Common without having to use the helm.
Sounds good.
Okay, awesome. I'm glad we can.
Now, I do have a couple spells I could use that would help with the language barrier. Do you think now might be a good time? One lasts for about an hour.
Yep. What spell do you have that could help with that?
Well, this helmet has comprehend languages, but I also learned tongues. It was really weird. When I crossed over the dimension door, I learned a new spell.
I wonder how that happened.
What do those do?
Well, give me just a minute. Tongues, I know I can...
What does tongues do?
Gives you more tongues.
Yes, absolutely.
all of the
tongues.
messages become tongues.
So many tongues. So many tongues.
More of a sexual enhancer. This does, I can understand any spoken language I hear. And when I speak, any creature that knows at least one language can hear me understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, that would be very useful. Why didn't you use that with the halfling?
Well, because I only get, it's only an hour, and I didn't know if we needed for maybe a bigger situation. This might be the bigger situation.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good. Let's use that. That's smart.
Okay.
I mumble under my breath. God damn it.
Fucking wizards. What the fuck are they? All the knowledge in the world and not a lick of wisdom. What the fuck is
Okay. So, Almyre, you have cast tongues on yourself, so you feel confident that you can speak this language, even though you don't inherently know it, which has made me feel like giving you the Helm of Comprehend languages maybe a little obsolete, but I'm sure it'll come up at a later date.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
That was my last 3rd level spell. After an hour, I'm done.
Oh.
Yeah. I do look over Almyre and go, maybe you should, just in case, like, you're still also very tired, and I wouldn't want you to say something you don't mean.
Oh, yes. I do forget that I'm exhausted twice.
Okay. I will say that
absolutely terrible.
Oh yeah, Almyre, you look disheveled. Please put your cloak on.
The bags under your eyes are just
I do have,
deep and dark.
It doesn't do much. Like, it'll just cover my head, but it is a sleeveless tunic-style robe because, again, I'm from a desert.
Well, it's a little cold for
It's
that.
very cold.
You ought to have a cloak with sleeves on it. You never know where you're gonna be. One with like a button, so you can just roll up your sleeves whenever you want. Instead of it just being purely sleeveless.
Always summer. It's never not been summer.
No, we get it. I think we go in with what we got. you get to understand what they're saying, and then we go in and we'll try to get us through.
Glitter mumbles to herself.
Well, it gets cold in the desert at night, so I don't really know what she's talking about, but whatever. However she justifies it to herself, I guess that's fine.
Glitter, I'm glad you said something. You already turned invisible, didn't you?
I am not invisible anymore because I ended my concentration to cast polymorph, so no.
I touched glitter on the head and I cast invisibility.
What? You don't have to. Okay, fine.
Thanks, Jeatz.
She it's just initially puts up a protest. Okay, but yes, glitter's invisible. Okay, are you approaching these guards here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I assume you step. There's like a main thoroughfare that comes out of the woods, which you guys were not on at all. So do you want to kind of angle your way onto the thoroughfare, or?
Yeah. As we get closer to the clearing, do we see that, and can we just trade our way into that, like kind of backtrack a little bit and get back to and come from that direction?
Yeah, I guess we came up to the side of the town to kind of see what's about at the entrance. Once we found out, there were two guards who backtracked and then went back in kind of the road.
Back to the main road. Sure. Yeah, I'll say the guards. They're gate guards, right? It's kind of late afternoon. They're not paying too much attention, so I'd say you can get away with that without too much trouble. Okay, but as you approach, you see that there's one tiefling guard and one orc guard in a full knight's outfit. I just have generic pictures here. But as you approach, the orc guard on the right says, "Halt! Who goes there?"
Do we have any gold?
Nope.
Oh no!
Can I feel
it no!
No, you do not. You have it.
Oh no! Oh fuck. Okay, I got a plan. We're good. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. What brings you to Last Hearth?
We are looking for a place to rest and recover. We've been traveling far.
At the end of the Lutzum Empire, you want to come here to rest?
Yes, please.
What empire was that?
What's exactly your business? The Lutzum Empire.
We just want to rest. That's really all we're here for. We're exhausted. I look at my friend over there, and I point to Almyre.
You do look really disheveled and tired. I'm gonna have him roll an insight check. Okay, I just rolled a flat 10.
Do I need to do? Oh, you did insight check. Okay.
No. As long as you promise not to cause any trouble. It's pretty quiet here in Lastarth, but I suppose I'll let you all pass. You look really rough. I'll suggest you go to the end. It's just over there. And he nods his head to the left over here, just past the entrance.
I bow to him and reach out my hand as if I'm going to thank him with some favor, but it comes across as shaking his hand.
he very awkwardly reaches his hand out and is like, you're welcome. Please, go on in. Just don't cause too much trouble. There'll be trouble for you.
Of course not. These people have forgotten to how to live with people. We've been traveling for that long. Thank you.
You forgot how to live with people?
It just interacting with people just seems strange to them now.
Are you their caretaker or something?
No, I think surviving out in the wild, I just handle it better than they do.
I slyly just like step on Horace's foot, like, dude, we made it through. Shut the fuck up.
You are an odd bunch. Are you like druids from somewhere or something? Have you been around civilization? What do you mean?
Oh, we have. We've been traveling for a long time, and these guys go crazy because they just can't handle it.
Well,
you see here, you can't handle it.
Okay. Sadly, I have to say there's not too much food around. You might only get porridge from the inn, but at least it's something. You can get warm.
A little porridge is enough. Thank you. I'll walk in.
All right. Yeah, you guys can walk into the village.
I think I saved it, guys. Don't worry. You were looking a little odd there. I rescued our entrance.
I start to look for the tavern.
Yeah, so you see this inn and tavern over here. To the left, you see a warm fire burning through the cracked door.
We go to the Halfling's house first, or?
You guys can move your tokens into the village if you'd like. So I will say, before you guys go into the tavern, I'll note some landmarks, we'll say. So as you look to the left, you know where the tavern is, but as you look around, this looks very much like a fishing village on the river. There is what appears to be the tavern to your left. That much is obvious. There's a few houses dotted about. There are docks just ahead of you. You see in the center of town a statue of a very regal figure, though you're not sure of who. There's this tall building here that kind of reeks of a holy site. And then there's a ship docked at the docks. And then there's what kind of looks like a storehouse. There's some wood piled up. There's some crates outside of it. Some wheat that looks kind of old and sad right here. So that's
I look back at Horace and I go, oh yes, maybe we should just go ahead and try to find this person's house, and then if not, we go to the tavern.
Agreed. I just hope there's not just wraps in his chest. He didn't trick us.
Well, at all else, we have a place to stay if we find it.
All right.
What if they're staying in his house?
I guess we could just stay in his house. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
like
the
a-
idea. Yeah. All on the same page now. Thank you.
It'd be like an
so-
Airbnb.
Can I do a perception check to see if I recognize the house that he described?
Yeah,
You
so
call
like
this
the
an
house that's
Airbnb?
right here, right behind the inn, seems to fit the description.
Are the guards watching us go to the tavern, or do they not pay attention anymore?
They watch you walk through the gate, but they turn their heads back to the main road.
Okay, so they're not going to be like, why aren't they going to the tavern? Okay.
Yeah, they seem pretty
So-
unbothered by you guys being visitors.
Okay. So I'm going to walk up to the door, and I'm going to put my ear to the door and see if I hear...
Did the
Anything inside.
Airbnb app come with any instructions on how to enter the abode?
Yes. Yes, it's this key, and I use the key to the door.
Oh my god.
Oh, I
you-
the instructions here. I pull out a scroll.
You use the key and it does unlock the door. But one of you said you wanted to put your ear to the door first. So which is it?
That was me. I actually would like to do that, but
Okay.
There's
As you-
something
as
I'm
you-
about to do after that.
Okay. Give me. Actually, you know what? No, you're just putting your ear to the door. There's not like too many sounds going on outside, so I'll just tell you what you hear because it's pretty surface level. You hear what sounds like an older woman's voice, and you hear a child screaming as if they're playing.
I knock on the door.
Oh, okay. Horace, is there something you want to do just before that?
Well, knowing he was kind of involved, I would kind of look around to see if there's anybody like watching this home. Standing suspiciously kind of around here.
Oh, sure.
So I
Yeah.
don't know if they
Roll me a perception check.
That is a 19.
With a 19, you look around, and interesting what you see over across this way into the market is a man with no legs who appears to be begging at anyone that comes by. Looks like he's holding a wooden cup. But otherwise, you don't see anyone that's like particularly watching the house, no.
Is the person
I-
begging kind of looking our way? Or is he just kind of...
He
just
gives you a
looking at
side
the
eye
nearby.
because your stranger's kind of anticipating you to approach, but he's not making a move. He
Okay.
just he notices you, you notice him, but nothing is said or no one's motioning to approach one another. You just notice him.
Okay.
But no one else is like watching the house. He just has his eye on you. This beggar.
Alright. Then, I won't do anything. I'll just kind of keep that back in the back of my head.
I look over at Horace and I go, listen, if we're just knocking on the door, there's no reason for us to be suspicious. We're travelers and we're coming to a house. Like, that's
No, better
theoretically
safe
the idea.
better safe than sorry. I was just...
Yeah. No, I agree. I knock on the door.
As
Usually,
you
yes, you don't.
knock on the door, an older woman answers, and she says, "Hello. Hi. How may I help you?" She's a taller human woman. She's about 5'8". She's dressed in warm clothes, wearing a green frock. Hi, how may I help you? I don't believe I recognize you.
Hi, what's my dad's name?
Benedict.
Shit, Benedict. I look at her and go, "Hi, good evening. I apologize for the disturbance. My name is Benedict. This may seem kind of odd, but, we have this, well, we met your husband, and And he gave us this key to get something from a chest of his. I know this is odd.
Oh, my husband. Was he short?
He was. Yeah, of course. I would never want to be offensive, but he was a halfling.
Well, yes, of course. That's my husband.
Yes. I don't remember his name, but if someone
Varric.
else could chime in, Varric.
Varric.
He said his name was Varric.
Oh, Varric? No. My husband is Lucas.
Well, that's troubling. Because he introduced himself as Varric, and well, if that wasn't your husband, then
Varric,
we've got many problems.
Varric does live here.
Oh,
And as
okay.
as you look inside, you see no more than 2 years old a child playing on the floor with a wooden toy.
In fact, this is his child.
I'm
sorry,
I see. Okay. I'm Benedict. It's wonderful to meet you.
Right, but you're here for something that
Well,
Varric is...
Yes. He
I'm
asked
lost
us-
on the details.
It's hard to explain. We came across him in our travels, and he gave us this key, and we did him a sort of favor, and he said we could take something out of his chest, and gave us this key to open that chest. He really didn't give us a lot of information. I'm sorry for assuming you were his husband or his wife. I heard the child, and there's a woman, and I'm so sorry.
I would never marry Varric.
Ugh.
What a horrible man.
Me either.
But he gave you something. I'm just. Do you need
he
it?
gave us-
I mean,
he-
this is his house, so
yes.
it's not mine. So feel free to look around for whatever it is. I suppose I'll have to take your word for it. Have you met Vernus, his child?
No. Honestly, this is all very new for us. But we've been traveling far, and we were hoping to stay the night somewhere, but we just figured we'd finish this last little task before taking a good night's rest.
Oh, I see. Well, why don't you come on over to the end? I run it. My name is Sabrina. Hello, hi, nice to meet you. I run it with my husband Lucas. We'll have hot porridge for the meal this evening. I'm sorry, it can't be more. The cattle are struggling, but we'd be happy to have you. We don't charge too much, I promise. But tell you what, if you could just please, it seems like you're friends with Varric, just take care of his child for just 10 minutes. I just have to pop over to the inn really quick to make sure that my husband is doing okay.
Can I roll an insight on that?
Sure, yeah.
Are we gonna be left with the child? This is Almyre's little buddy.
It's a 12.
With a 12, it doesn't seem like she's intentionally saddling you with a toddler. She does seem like a very busy woman. But if you ended up left with a toddler, I don't think that Sabrina would be too upset about that.
Okay. Well, listen, I understand. I think that for us, we just really want to finish our quest. So if we could just sneak in, look at his chest, and then leave. I mean, if you need an hour, I understand. But we
no, I'll be
really
right
should
back.
go.
I'll be right back. And honestly, I shouldn't even witness you going through Varric's things. It would just be really inappropriate. So I'll just pop over to the inn for just a 10 minutes at most, and I'll be right back.
Okay. Tell you what. I'll if you're gonna go over to their inn, we actually need to find our own accommodations for the evening. Why doesn't my partner here, and I point toward Horace, accompany you, and he'll get us lodging for the night, while my friend here and I look through while you're gone, and then And then when you come back, we'll head back over to the inn.
Oh, sure. We could always use extra hands at the end. Not everyone is dining, but there's always cleaning and cooking and doing turn down service. Everything always needs to be done, and it's a lot for two pairs of hands. So I would love some help.
I step on Jetz's foot.
I'm slowly realizing that this woman helps run the inn, and I've missed that this entire time. I go, oh yeah, Horace. My friend here would be happy to assist in any kind of way, and I step back on Horace's foot.
Oh well, I'm so glad you helped. This would go a long way for getting a free night. And she winks at all of you. And Sabrina rushes past you, Jeatz, and grabs your wrists, Horace, and takes you to the front of the inn.
I look over at Almyre and I go, "Come on, foreigner."
Why, you are too.
No, I'm from here. Well, okay. I was born here. I may not be from here. I may be from there, but had to have come back here. It's kind of a confusing situation. I understand.
Is your dad in the Navy or something?
Yeah, I moved around to a lot of schools when I was growing up.
Oh my god. Okay. So, Almyre and Jeatz, as you enter this house, go ahead and give me a perception check, both of you.
The two people with disadvantage.
Yeah.
We didn't do this right.
I don't make the rules.
Well, that 21 would be really nice. Oh, but the 17 is great.
Oh, okay.
The 10 is not, but it was almost a 24.
Okay. What you initially notice is this toddler is just playing with himself. There's a low fire burning in the hearth. All of the furniture seems to have been made made for halflings. The door itself is full size, but there is a latch closer to the ground for halflings. I'm sorry, I'm not sure what I said.
You said the phrase "playing with yourself," but himself and Austin as a child.
I am a child.
Okay. Okay. That's kind of what I figured. And as you look around, you look behind some furniture, and you find yourself looking underneath a bed, and you find a small iron box with a lock on it. Do you try and open it?
It's got to be it, right? You have the key, right?
Yeah, I do want to do like a Arcana check on it first.
Sure, yeah. Go for it. Almyre, you get the help action to roll flat.
Can I do it?
Yes.
Can I do instead? Can I cast detect magic on it?
Sure. Yeah. I just still roll. You don't feel any magic coming off of it immediately, but if you roll an Arcana check flat, you may with Almyre's help.
Okay. That's a 13.
With a 13, there's nothing inherently magical coming off this. It feels perfectly mundane, like everything else in the material plane.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna stick the key in. And wait, is it like unlocked, or was the key for the house?
The key, on the keychain, there was a key for the house, but there was also a smaller key for the lockbox.
Oh, got it. Okay, cool. Then yeah, I unlocked the lockbox.
You unlock the lockbox and you open it up, and there are 2 bronze pieces in it. And that is all.
Oh, lit. Money.
That's it.
Oh yeah, so how should I track? Can I convert my Fey to platinum for now so that I don't get confused?
Oh, that's interesting.
My favor, I mean.
Yeah. So, but does it tell you how? I think D&D Beyond will automatically convert it to how many gold pieces, or maybe not. Yeah. So
the bag of holding can just
back
of it for all.
It will, but when I go to look at my money, it will say how much gold. Like I can look at the breakdown.
How much favor do you have? I can just check the bag of holding.
Just put it in the bag of holding because I'm afraid we'll forget that platinum was supposed to be
48. Then I'll put my platinum back at.
All right, 48.
Yeah, so I am only at 2 copper for the time being.
All right,
Yeah.
Austin, how much favor do you have?
0.
Cool, I have 1.
Yeah, you guys are fucking.
Oh yeah, that's
right.
I expect all 48 of mine back later, you fucks.
That's it? That's in this thing? There's no false bottom?
Yeah, I do check for a false bottom. That's a good point.
No, it is a iron box, and there are no extra dimensional spaces in here. It does feel mundane to pieces of copper.
Oh, cool. All right, well that gets us something, right?
We invest wisely.
I feel like this wasn't worth spring.
Uh,
I mean, I guess we did set him free. I guess that is good.
I did get to trick Horace into indentured servitude, so that's fine. It's worth it to me.
Speaking of which, Horace, and I do have a battle map for inside some of these buildings. Horace, as you walk into the inn, it's nearly dead. You see 4 figures sitting right by the door. Their whole bodies are covered, and they wear these big goggles with this dark tinted glass. There's a piano to the right side of the front door, and there's like 1 or 2 other patrons at the moment. And you see a halfling fellow serving a drink to one of these patrons, and he recognizes his wife, walks in. Oh, Sabrina! Oh, I'm so glad you're back. Tell me, how is Vernus? I do pray he's doing okay. And Sabrina says, oh, yes, he's doing just fine. In fact, a few people came by and said they'd take care of him for a while I popped in just to make sure everything was okay. And they sent along a little helper. And she pulls you forward, Horace.
It's nice to meet you.
Oh, a pleasure. And your name is?
Anar.
Anar. Oh, well, it's wonderful to meet you, Anar. If you're here to help, tell me, if you could please just pick up some of the empty plates and empty glasses around. I'm having trouble keeping up with them, and that would be excellent.
I guess I'll just sigh and then turn around and start doing it.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, yeah. So Horace, you get to work doing some menial tasks at the end, but Jeatz and Almyre. Oh, actually, Caleb said he's walking away from the mic. So actually, with that, I think we'll take a little BRB.
Oh, that's good.
Well,
5 to be.
yeah.
So great.
We'll take a tiny break. We'll be right back, folks.
we have any comments?
And
in the
welcome
chat?
back. Oh my god. No comments in chat. Shout out to chat. All right.
Get in the
Welcome
comments.
back. Yeah.
Get in the comments.
Get in the comments. Okay. So Almyre and Jeatz, there's this toddler playing on the floor. You have found 2 copper pieces in this lockbox. What are you doing from here? I'd say it's taken you probably 10 minutes to search this place until you found the lockbox.
Leave the sun.
Yeah,
This toddler seems perfectly content playing by
Yeah.
himself.
I think I look for a bed and I just go to bed. Kidding. I think that I think where
You
I'm
got
gonna
me.
wait and
I
see
did not know.
I think I just wait to see if she comes back.
Okay. Horace, you're cleaning up for a while, and Sabrina comes to you and she says,
I guess it's not busy enough here. So tell you what, I'll go back to Varric's house, and I guess I'll go pick up Furnace and watch over him for a while. Would you like to join me and go back to your friends, or you can stay here and have a pint on the house if you'd like?
I think I'll take a pint on the house. But before you left, I want to ask what's up with those people over there at that table?
Follow me.
and she takes you into the storeroom. You immediately notice the shelves are pretty sparse with food. Some old moldy cheese, some what looks like really hard bread. There's a few pieces of jerky, and she says,
"Oh, the people by the door. Yes, those are the traders from the Western lands. They come by every now and again looking to trade. It's been more ritual than anything lately. We don't have too much to trade here in Last Hearth. Truthfully, I don't even know why they show up, but they're a good source of income for the inn. They usually stay a night, have some food and drink, and then leave. It's been a pretty regular cycle."
Is there a reason they're so covered?
They've always been that way. I've never felt the need to inquire. I have seen a drunken patron once or twice ask them about their coverings, and they tell the patron, and this is a quote because I would never use such profanity, but they tell that patron to fuck off. And that's kind of the end of the conversation.
Thank you. I guess I'll just take that pint and guess we could have a room here tonight.
Oh, well, I have to make money somehow. I'll give you a free pint, but I must insist unless you do some huge favor for us that I give you a room for free.
I did do some dishes.
Give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion. That is a dirty 20.
With a dirty 20, she says,
I can give you one room for free, and if the three of you can stack up in that room, then I wouldn't charge you extra. But
Actually, you can. Yes. The lady can stay in my room, but the other one must pay.
Oh, are you a thing? An item?
No, I just I have a grudge against the other one, so that's why.
Oh, you seem like a healthy throuple. Okay. Sure. Yes. I'll for your efforts, I'll give you a pint and a room.
Thank you. You can let them. You can let them know I'm over here. Yes.
Yes. Oh, yes.
I'll. She calls over to Lucas and she says,
Lucas, one pint for the gentleman. Oh, you just stay right here. I'll be back.
And Sabrina runs out the door and walks over to the house where Vernus is playing. Jeatz and Almyre, are you leaving in this moment, or she comes back sooner than you expected?
If she comes back, then I'm gonna leave when she gets back. I'm just gonna.
Okay.
As she comes back, I'm gonna go. Thank you so much. While she's gone, can I have played with the baby and put it to sleep?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's not like a child handling check. Jeez. Roll me just a flat charisma check. I feel like toddlers are easy to... Well, putting a toddler to sleep, I don't know. But yeah, just roll me a flat, just straight
flat
charisma.
charisma. 18?
18? Yeah, that's enough to put a baby to sleep. So yeah, you grab the toddler. It looks like he's got a little bed that they've made for him with some high walls so he doesn't like roll off of it at night. And you put him to sleep, and Sabrina cracks the door open, and she comes in very quietly and slowly, and she says,
Oh, it looks like you've put Venice to sleep. Oh, thank you so much. I'll watch over him. Perhaps did Varric say when he would be coming back in?
No, he actually he just kind of ran off. It was kind of odd. As a matter of fact, here I have his axe, and I take it off my back and I hand it to her. I'm sure he'll come looking for that.
Yes, I suppose he would need his axe.
She looks very confused.
Listen,
okay,
I'm just as confused as you are, to be honest. I mean, you know, it was a very odd encounter. My friend over there, did he get us all rooms to stay while he was over there?
He earned his keep for one room. But
okay,
you will need to pay for another. I'm sorry. I know I can't keep giving handouts just for babysitting a child. But I'll give you each a free pint. How about that? Just tell Lucas I sent you.
How much is a room?
Oh, these days I'm sorry to say it's a gold piece.
It's a gold a piece. Well, you know what they say, that a good night's sleep is golden, you know.
Well, if you
It's worth 2 bronze.
if you're hurting for a room, I know that Davistan, you might have seen him in the town square. He would probably give you a bench to sleep on, free of charge.
Well, listen. What if? I mean, do you have anything else I could do to help you in any way, and maybe that would help us get that extra room? Some kind of quest we could go on to help you, or I did put your not your baby to sleep for you.
If you could go find Varric and bring him back, I would absolutely give you a room for the night.
Okay, well, I do need to sleep before I go off on that, but if I make a promise to do so, can we come to a deal, and I'll set off tomorrow to make that happen?
I don't deal in promises. I need to see actions. Your friend did secure a room, so if the three of you can sleep in a room, I'm sorry that I have to be so stern, but I just cannot make it happen by giving away all of my rooms.
No, I understand. I've got a question. What do you mean you don't deal in? Are promises not bound here? Like, do we not? If someone makes a promise, is there no repercussion if it doesn't happen?
Well, for example, Varric promised to take care of his child, and here I am. I'm not even related to the man.
That's
left the guy like
that's
that.
horrible. What?
Well, yes,
why would
it
that
is.
ever?
Varric
Ma'am, I
killed
promise.
his wife,
My
tried
word
to
is-
sell his child into slavery, and then expects people of the community to take care of it.
What did we?
She
what did we
covers
do?
her mouth.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
Oh, I understand. I understand. Okay, well, I will go. I think we can make do with just the room for the night. I totally understand, and thank you so much for
I'm
your
sorry. I've been a
kindness.
little on edge. I haven't been sleeping well, taking care of this child and taking care of the inn. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to be so short with you, but it is the way that it is.
No, I completely understand, and I bow, and I motion to Almyre to leave.
Okay. All right. So you leave. Sabrina walks in, and like Gucci Goose.
As the door
furnace.
closes, I use prestidigitation to make a sound to wake the baby up, and under my breath I say, "Sleep is golden," and I walk
Oh, you cruel bastard! Yeah, you hear. You hear the baby wake up, like something falls off the shelf nearby. The baby wakes up, and you hear Sabrina being shh, 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 sleep, little baby. And you like hear her singing a lullaby. Okay.
After having a kid, Caleb, you are chaotic evil.
and I look at Almyre and go, "Do you want to let's go get some sleep? I'm exhausted."
Okay. So you guys walk into the inn, and we'll switch scenes here finally to get in to the inn. So if you would please turn your attention to the bottom left quadrant of this map, because this is like the indoors of all of Last Hearth. I just put it into one battle map to make it a little easier. Okay, so we will enable fog cutting, and this is what you see. So the door is right here. Yeah, Horace, if you would just, put yourself in a comfortable position. That hallway is where the rooms would be, and then this is where the kitchen area is. Okay, so you all need to be put on the battle map, right? So we'll...
Yeah, I'll put myself on there.
Okay, now I've got Almyre.
I'd not intentionally put myself at the piano, but I mean, I do not regret
Yeah,
it.
that's
in
fine.
any kind of way.
So as you walk in, and I'll describe in a little more detail what you see. There's a huge hearth burning with a roaring fire. It's nice and warm in here compared to the chilly outside. There is a piano that is really dusty. Jeatz, is there a lingering finger that maybe plays a note or two? Since you put
I think
yourself
so.
by it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
can
sounds
I
a little
do,
out of tune. What you see
I
are
play the piano, and I use prestidigitation to also do like a beat along with the piano. Like I do my own drums while playing the piano.
you're just walking in, seeing a piano, and immediately doing a number.
Hell yeah, I am.
I mean, roll me a performance check. All right, fine. I'll let you roll it
Watch
flat
him
since
kill
you're
it.
using prestidigitation.
Oh fuck yes. Okay.
He plays a
all right.
10-minute solo.
I like a 25.
Oh my
No
God.
shit. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. You just immediately sit down and just like bang out a tune. The piano somehow, as you're playing it, gets more in tune. Like, you're hitting the keys in the right way. And like, if you'd be off a semitone, you hit a key up to make sure that it sounds right. And this halfling walks over to you and he says, "Oh yeah, keep it going." And a few of the other patrons, even the heavily clothed traders in the back corner, seem to be nodding along just a little bit.
Can Pascal
yeah, with the tune
like
that you're playing.
sneak out? Can Pascal like from my shirt like sneak out some kind of like bowl and try to put a bowl out so we get tips?
I was gonna do that too.
Oh my god. Yeah. So Pascal steals an empty beer mug nearby and is like walking along with a beer mug, and one hand is scuttling along and is like holding up a mug to these tables while he's on the floor. Roll me. Oh,
And the
jeez.
music, tip the walking lizard like that.
Right. Yeah.
Is this the
Fuck.
This is the Snuggly Duckling. We are officially in the Snuggly Duckling.
Yeah. I guess roll me a persuasion check for Pascal. I guess that would be flat. So yeah, Pascal's this lizard guy. Unfortunately, he does look necrotic, right? So we'll give him a +0 given the curse that he's taken on. But
Okay,
he's going
well,
from like
if-
table to table.
If it's just a flat D20 roll, he gets an 18.
An 18. Okay. With an 18, I'll say you gain. Oh jeez, let me grab a D4.
With my persuasion, it's a 28.
Okay, well, we're not using your persuasion now, are we? Okay. So, Pascal, oh my god, you gain 4 gold pieces worth of money as people just like drop some change into this mug as you're just banging out this tune. Oh my god. Yeah, even the Western traders, yeah, they drop a few gold pieces on as Pascal walks by. This halfling comes by and he says, "Oh, we haven't heard a tune like that in ages. Oh, I just appreciate it. I swear that piano was out of tune."
Oh, it's great to play and great to tickle the ivories again. Any out of tune piano can be in tune with just a little bit of love, but I sing song it.
Yo, yeah, perfect. Okay.
I stand up and I bow with Pascal in my hand, and he uses the little tip hat to bow as well.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, you get a small applause from the patrons. There's a few humans, orcs, and tieflings in here. This little blue figure is.
Yeah, I played like a jazzy dance macabre since I'm still necrotic themed.
Oh yeah, perfect.
For that performance,
like upbeat, but like dark.
Yeah.
Okay.
For that performance, we can share rooms, and you can be the big spoon.
We're definitely not sharing rooms. We're gonna need as much gold as we can get.
All right. Okay. So this halfling Lucas Horace that you know, are these your friends?
Yes, they are.
Can I get them a pint?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Perfect. I'll be right back.
We never say no to a pint.
All right. Yeah. He runs into the back room for a minute, and then brings out a few pints. And he says, he looks around and says, "Oh, where are you sitting? Right by the fire. It's nice and warm. It's a chilly day out there."
You can set our drinks over here, and I'll walk over to the table. That was that.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. He jumps up and sets down 3 pints, and he says, "Oh, can I get a little something for the little fellow? He's quite impressive."
I look over at Pascal and I just let him. I'm like, you want a little something, buddy?
He nods furiously.
Do you have any? He gets a little crazy on the hard stuff. Can you do you have any like juice or any milk or anything like that?
Oh, I think I've got some apple juice around here somewhere. Would that be okay?
I look over at Pascal.
He nods furiously.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes. And if you have any small berries or anything, he very much appreciates a little snack. And I'll give him the 2 copper, and just say just to cover that, if that's okay.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
He gives a deep nod and disappears into...
I want to whisper, put some whiskey in it.
I'm sorry, but whiskey's terribly expensive. I would, but we're little low on supplies. But, maybe on a different day.
Fine. That's all right.
Okay. He walks away and goes into the back room to grab what he's looking for. Okay, so that leaves the rest of you for a moment here. Would you like to take a look around and maybe take in the other patrons that you see?
Yes.
Now, there's a lot of guys with hot stubble in here.
Yeah.
Dude, I tried to generate generic.
What are all these stubble guys?
I tried to generate a generic NPC because, most of the people you're not going to interact with, but it was just hot shirtless dudes. I'm like, oh my god, I just need a generic guy. So
the algorithm knows Avery well.
Isn't that all D&D is hot shirtless dudes? Let's be real, guys.
They look like all the people who work on the docks in those romance novels that
absolutely.
And we know exactly what's under those goggles and masks from those other guys in the bottom right corner.
It's just more hot shirtless dudes with stubble. Yeah. Okay. So what you see looking around, you see a few orcs, a few tieflings, they seem to be keeping to themselves. They were nodding along with the music. But the most notable thing are these completely covered people in the corner. That Sabrina and Horace, I assume you related this to the others, that Sabrina alluded to as the Western traders with these huge tinted goggles.
I think if we want to make some money, we could do some deals with them since they're actual traders. We could trade them our axe.
Well, we could.
Can
We
you
can't.
Could you cast something to make it look like a much nicer axe?
Well, about that, we don't have an axe.
I thought we picked it up.
I gave it to what's her name?
Yeah, I'll put glitter on there too. Give it to Sabrina?
I gave it to Sabrina. Yeah.
Oh, so our only tool.
Well, you also have other items. I mean, just like look through your
we do.
bag.
Yeah,
of
we
you
do.
got a few things you can trade.
We could probably trade some things.
Why don't you make the introduction, and then if I need to bring out the big guns, I will.
Guns, oh my god.
I look over at the piano longingly.
You feel Pascal saying, "We've got enough cash. Where you want to go again?" Okay, so peek behind the screen. I intentionally gave you items. You guys maybe seemed a little annoyed when I gave you, I think it was the ruby necklace, and you're like, what, it's mundane? Are you kidding me?
Oh, I was planning on trading the ruby ring. I absolutely was planning on it. That's what I would have in my pocket for this reason.
Okay. You guys probably didn't realize it at the time, and maybe you did, but like I gave that item to you with the intention of you being able to trade it for gold, because you'd be fucking
I assumed
broke
that's
when
what it
you
would
got
be
to the
for it.
material plate.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll walk over and I'll be like, I guess with that in mind, we'll let Horace walk over, actually.
Okay.
Horace.
So Horace, what are your instructions to Glitter? Do you want her to just like stay hidden? Because like she can hide in like your cowl or something. Like she's small enough that she can just like, in the same way Pascal can hide in Jetz's clothes.
Stay hidden.
She can stay hidden.
Stay hidden until like there's something, if there's other odd things here that she wouldn't seem out of place. But right now, I guess
Okay.
Yeah,
we're not sure.
I'll stay hidden. I like being close to you.
She's still invisible.
No,
How
she
long's it
lost
been?
concentration because she cast polymorph.
Yes, but I cast
before we entered in the town.
Oh, I thought you were not going to do that because she was going to hide. But okay, sure. Then she is invisible for I guess 8 hours until you lose concentration. So sure.
and I
she's
did
invisible.
not fail my wild magic surge. Like I forgot to check.
Okay, sure. So she's invisible, no problem. Okay. So Horace, are you going over to
I'll
the mysterious
I'll
trader?
pull a chair from this table right here, and I'll
Okay.
I'll pull up and be like, "Hello there. It's nice to see some other merchants in town."
What makes you think we're merchants?
I've asked around about you guys. Just you so interesting with your goggles and cloaks. I just just wondered who you were.
It seems your estimation was true. We come from the Western lands. We specialize in exotic items. Though it's been a little dry around here lately.
What kind of exotic items do you do you have now?
Magical, mundane, it doesn't matter as long as it's something we haven't seen before.
Interesting. Well, we might have some items as well. We maybe could make some trades here. Me and my friends, and I'll kind of gesture over to Jeatz and Almyre.
Yes, that would be refreshing. It's been a little sparse lately.
I grab Jeatz before we head over there, and I'm like, "Hey, you still have the Fey heart from the forest, right? That might be something they've never seen before."
I don't know if trading Fey hearts in a realm that doesn't belong to the Fey is the smartest idea, just in pure favor sense.
Well,
we could try, I guess.
it's a thought. Try the ring first, though.
Yes. I walk over and I go, "Good evening. It's," and I pull out the ruby ring and I go, "Well, it is mundane. This beautiful ruby we are hoping to trade for some value. Would that be something you're interested in?"
A ruby ring? We've seen this before, but perhaps we could come to an arrangement.
Mm-hmm.
What are you selling it for?
Would I know maybe the passing cost of a ruby ring?
Absolutely not.
$1 million.
You say it in favor. In favor.
Well, where I come from, ruby is quite rare. I think I'd be willing to part with it for no less than 10 gold.
That sounds reasonable.
He holds out
Fuck.
his hand.
Can I roll it? Can I roll an insight check to see if it was actually reasonable?
Yeah, sure.
Well, it's at most a 12.
As far as you can tell, that sounds like a good price.
Okay, I guess I don't have a reason not to trade this for 10 gold, so I'm gonna do it.
Pleasure
So
doing
I
business.
ask, yes, does he hand me the gold?
Yes.
Okay. I don't trust people here. I don't say that out loud. Thank you so much. I don't know. I look over at Almyre and Horace to see if there's anything else that they have.
I pull out the scale of Lord Knox, the scale favor of Lord Knox. What do you think of this?
Now, this is unique. Please allow my associate here to look over it for a while, if he will.
I guess I'll pass it over.
Okay. You see, he passes the necklace over to this one here, sitting against the wall, and you can tell that he's casting Identify over it.
So they have magic here. Interesting.
But it feels weird. Like, I normally can, feel the surge of magic, just in the air. But it's very contained when they use it.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you say that, Almyre. Go ahead and give me a perception check, and I'll let you roll it flatly for the one casting Identify over.
That's a 23.
With a 23, you watch this man casting Identify, a spell that you are very familiar with. He's casting it, but in a very secretive way. It looks like he's got his arm over this amulet and his left arm over it, kind of hiding it from the outside world and using his right arm to cast the magic. Like, he doesn't want anyone to know that he's casting a spell.
Interesting.
Excuse me, are you trying to hide what you're doing?
Can you speak common in this moment?
I still have tongue, so it lasts for an hour. Has it been an hour since we went through the gate?
I suppose not. Did you cast it when you went through the gate to talk to the halfling, or did you... Oh, sorry, the front gate. Yeah, I'd say
Yeah,
you're at the tail end of it, but it is still up. And as you speak to him, he turns around and says,
No, of course not. There's no magics here.
Can I roll an insight
turns around.
check on that?
Yes, absolutely.
That's a 19.
With a 19, you get a weird feeling about that. If someone wants to, especially him trying to hide what he's casting, him trying to hide his magic, it gives you an uneasy feeling in the pit of your stomach, like perhaps magic is not accepted here.
I'm gonna get, I don't want to say like uncomfortably close, but close enough that I can whisper to him and be like, why are you hiding your magic?
Do you want to speak this to the one casting Identify?
Yes.
Roll me a persuasion check as you ask.
Fuck. 15. The 26 would have been nice to use.
There are no magics in the Lutzim Empire.
And he goes back to
Clearly,
his task.
Clearly, there are.
Look, we won't tell if you.
He doesn't respond.
I say
The one that was talking to you, Horace, says,
If you would please leave my associate alone, he's working.
I know I've rolled a lot of insight checks, but can I roll one to see if his, like, person knows that he's casting magic, or if, like if he's in on
of course. No, of course he knows that he's casting Identify.
Okay.
Like that much would be obvious. Obviously they're a group, and if one of them can use magic, they would all know.
What's my hand doing?
Right, yeah. So
I would
after
have
some
liked
time,
to imagine Almyre's bell ran out halfway when she was talking, so she was like speaking common, and all of a sudden not.
Excuse me,
So-
do you think that's right? Oh, she could dig it up.
oh, like halfway through a sentence, it just like cuts out.
Yeah.
Like nonsense to them.
I was also thinking that would be really funny.
So as you guys are watching and observing, the one that was casting the magic over the amulet speaks in a language that none of you understand and hands the amulet back over to the main one that you are interacting with, Horace, over here, right by the door. And he says,
My associate has finished evaluating your object, and we can offer you 150 gold pieces in return.
Holy shit.
I look at Horace and I go, I think he's lowballing us.
Oh yes, yeah. I think I can do 250 for it.
200.
That's me in the middle. 225.
215.
I can go no lower than 225.
Then we don't have a deal.
Well, it is one of a kind, so I guess I'll go get higher somewhere else.
Then perhaps you are better off holding on to it. And he
holds it up and hands it back to you.
Fine, I'll take 215.
Then a deal is struck.
And he reaches into a pouch and hands you. Obviously, it takes him some time to count out his gold pieces, but he measures out enough platinum and gold pieces to measure out to 215 gold, and you hand him the favor of Lord Knox. It's been a minute since that name has been uttered.
Mm-hmm.
As this is happening, you see Sabrina walk into the inn with the toddler on her hip. The toddler looks a little sleepy, and Sabrina comes in and is clearly looking for her husband, and he walks out from the back room and then walks over to the bar, and she looks frantic and annoyed.
Avery, I have one more thing I'd like to trade with them, but finish your exposition.
Yeah, absolutely. No. They're just talking to one another. You can interrupt their conversation whenever you want. The conversation between you and the Western traders is not over necessarily, so this can go on for
okay,
as long as you need.
Okay. I step forward and I go, gentlemen, I have one other thing that it might be interesting, and I pull the ring off of my finger, the ring of cold resistance, and I go, this I think could be invaluable. And I offer it to the masked man and say, inspect it however you please, with a wink, and tell me what value you think it is worth.
What is it exactly?
I think that you have ways of knowing that. I say under my breath.
You get absolutely no response, but they take the ring. He hands it to his associate over here against the wall.
Well, please allow us some time for us to make an offer.
Okay.
Maybe I could sell you a lizard next. Try that again.
I sure hope you guys don't get cold feet.
Pascal shakes his head and goes to slap a shoe horse.
I wink at Pascal.
Never again. Okay. But yeah, Lucas the halfling and Sabrina with the toddler Vernus on her shoulder are talking frantically to one another.
Gotta look at my items here. I was kind of thinking of maybe we still have the red eye stuff. I'm not sure if that's worth selling or if that's worth keeping.
Gives them a red eye mask and they turn into red eye.
Oh, that's a whole other campaign. Oh my god. Potentially.
Caleb somehow, Avery somehow predicted that and caused it.
I mean, the reason
Reed is ready.
Yeah, these guys exist for two reasons. One, to get rid of some of the more useless, kind of not worthwhile junk in your inventory. But also just to be an interesting plot hook, maybe, that I can pick up later.
I'm just waiting for the moment where we say something, and then you're like, and then we hear the Discord sound, and Reed is in the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything else. I don't know if I want to sell the red eye stuff. Bro, I only have one.
We should hold on to that. I don't know what else is in our bag of holding.
We have a bunch of potions, obviously.
I do have a fuck ton of potions.
Fan of Time, yeah, we don't get rid of those. Ring of Fey, you have the cold resistance.
Ring of Fey.
Face step.
Horace.
Yeah, Minor Fey Heart, the Heart of Forest, Heart of Death, Magnus Blessing. No, we don't have that anymore. Winds of Time.
We're not getting rid of Stone of Good Luck.
A Movable Rod, but I feel like that's just too good to get rid of. I don't want to get rid of that.
No, definitely not.
Dragonheart.
That's a meme
Almyre,
item.
you have the bracers. The bracers of defense.
Yeah, that's the only reason my armor class is so high.
Definitely not getting rid of the Arcane Shackles, and then I have the Amulet of Healing.
Well, if you have an Amulet of Healing, do I need my Ring of Healing Word? Because it really only does 5.
I'm sorry. What's
any
the
healing is good? I've had that for a while. It just Constitution score is 19 while you wear the amulet.
Amulet of Health. Not Amulet of Healing, Amulet of Health.
Healing, sorry.
That's different.
Healing in my mind. I wrote down amulet of healing in the bag of holding, but then
Gotcha.
in my
It is
inventory
amulet of
D&D
health.
Beyond is correct.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Does he
So-
come back and tell me how much?
Yeah, sure. We'll say, well, just to, wrap things up here. He comes back and says,
This is quite magical, and something we do not see often. 400 gold.
I think I'll take 400 gold. I think that's fair, and I'll trade it.
Pleasure doing business.
he slides the gold ring over to one of his associates and hands you a bag full of gold. Obviously,
Cool, now I have a
hand waving him having counted it, you know that it's 400 gold.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, just make sure that comes out of your inventory.
I did.
Alrighty. So it looks like
I have
Sabrina
another
and
attunement, thank God.
yeah, those attunement slots. You got to keep a close eye on them. So yes, Sabrina has walked in with the toddler Vernus on her hip and is coming over to talk to Lucas. At this point, the sun has most definitely gone down and it is late. For a toddler, anyway.
Well, do you guys want to get your own rooms, or?
No, we should not. Oh, yeah, meh, I guess so. Yeah. I'm gonna go to the front and say, can I have a nice room in the back and put a gold on the front?
Give me, as you approach, give me a perception check.
Avery, I get mine. I have to do that with disadvantage. 7.
Mm-hmm. Well, you didn't ask for one. I'm just asking, if you'd roll a perception check.
Yeah, that's fair.
As you
That's
walk
fair.
up, they're speaking in really hushed voices. You can't really tell what they're talking about. But Sabrina turns on a really kind face, as does Lucas. You want another room? As we discussed, it will cost you a gold piece to get another room.
That's totally fine. I understand how you must stay afloat, and I hand her a gold coin.
Perfect. Thank you. And Lucas, I assume all the pints were above board. She just does a really southernly. Fuck. What am I trying to say?
Southern hospitality?
Southern hospitality type nod. Like she's a little annoyed, but also understands that she has no power in the situation. And she says, Lucas, if you would please hand over the keys for their 2 rooms for this evening. And Lucas leans behind the bar. And
Can one of you guys get me one so we don't all have to share?
I look over at Almyre and go, I guess.
I'm sorry, you didn't get your own gold?
Yeah, you're gonna have to use your own gold, Almyre. You're gonna have to learn how to. I look at Almyre and I'm like, all right, this is how you ask, and I
Here.
have her repeat after me, as if
here,
I'm
take
trying
this
to teach
to,
her. Take this up, and I
take
want you to
this
look
to
at me and
bronze.
say,
Take this 2 bronze.
please. Yeah,
Please.
take the. I already got rid of the bronze, so I can't do that. But repeat after me, please.
Please.
May
May
I
I
have
have
a
a
room?
room?
And I hand Almyra 1 gold, and I go, now, I expect this back in the future.
I go up to the counter. Play my room?
I feel like you have to roll for this. I feel like there has to be some kind of role involved in this. I don't know if it's deception or persuasion or performance,
Austin.
but there is some kind of role.
Okay. Austin, thank you so much because that was fucking hilarious. Just give me a
That was
d20.
my-
Just absolute luck check.
It was my
No,
Joey Tribbiani.
just no charisma modifier. Play to get our room.
17.
17, absolutely. Sabrina and Lucas look at each other, look at you, look back at each other. Lucas slowly nods, and Sabrina nods in return. And Lucas says, "Oh, one room. Yes, of course," as you slide the gold piece across the counter and hands you a key.
Does Almyre turn back and just give us a thumbs up?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my god.
Jesus. Okay. That is golden. Okay.
I try to say thank you and forget that they don't speak my language.
Sabrina gives you like a really big smile and just like nods as if she understands what you're saying. But
She
doesn't say
also
anything back.
100% understood me like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, she doesn't know what the fuck's going on. Okay.
What happened?
So all of you have secured your own individual room. Congratulations. These rooms are small. There is only a single bed in them with a lit candle with a table on the side of the bed. I assume you all make your way in and take a rest for the evening.
Before that, I look at Horace and I go,
To do.
"You see that table? You wanna before we make our final sleep, play a quick game?"
I think it's only right for a rematch.
This is big, Jeatz, considering
like
that you roll checks with disadvantage because you're exhausted.
I'm aware.
Oh no.
Oh, this
Okay.
is gonna be embarrassing. isn't it?
So you're playing cards, right?
me.
So it's been a minute. So if I recall, we do a wisdom check, intelligence check, and was it dexterity?
Sleight of hand, maybe.
Sleight of hand.
Oh,
We'll just call it-
yeah. Wisdom, intelligence, and dexterity. Yeah, I think we used the main.
Yeah, or the dex might have been swapped for just a raw d20. Anyway, okay. So we'll start with the intelligence check. So this is with disadvantage, Jeatz. Both of you roll me an intelligence for the first hand of cards.
Here we
Almyre,
go.
assuming you're looking on.
For the page.
Yeah, something weird happens, and I'll explain whenever they're done.
I got a 7.
Okay.
10.
10? Okay. Two
Lot closer
horrible
than I-
hands. It's like, a high card versus a pair of twos. Just an absolutely horrible hand from the both of you. But Horace, you're able to pull off the first hand. Almyre with you looking on. The second hand is now a wisdom check from both of you.
The wisdom. Okay. There's not really a difference for me, but it's an 8.
Where the fuck is my wisdom? There it is. 6.
6. Jeatz, you somehow pull it off. Horace, you think this, especially after the last hand, you think your pair of kings is going to do it. But Jeatz, you pull out a full house.
Before
out
we
of
finish
your
this game, how about we put some gold on it?
Okay.
Glitter says,
Okay.
Yeah, well, I want to see you bet on this. This is otherwise pretty boring. I'm really fucking tired.
Let's do 10 gold.
15.
No, let's do 10. I'm tired. You've already got the advantage.
Fine.
all right. Time for the last roll. Just a raw d20. Jeatz, I will not require disadvantage from you for this one.
Raw d20. Okay.
I'm using my inspiration on
As
this.
you right.
That is a 19.
I got a 16.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
I'll use my inspiration as well.
No.
Oh.
Because I have it
good luck
left over
beating a
from last-
19. You got
Yeah,
a
no, I
10%
didn't. There you
chance. Okay. Yeah, Jeatz, you think
4.
you're hot shit with a 3 of a kind, but Horace, you pull out a full house to spit back at the face of Jeatz, and you win this final hand, and you win the gold. Almyre, what are you doing in this moment?
Sorry, hold on. Let me finish this text.
To me, just
So something weird happens here. As I stay for a couple hands, but then I start walking, over to my room. And I'm just kind of
Right.
my eyes and just what these guys and their cards. But they both hear that in their heads. Both
Oh.
Horace and Jeatz hear, these guys and their cards.
Oh.
Okay. And I turn around and I'm like, Almyre, shut up. And then Almyre's not.
Not there.
Oh, beautiful. Ooh, I like that.
What's going on?
Yeah, quite confused.
But then I lose, so I stop caring.
Okay, so the card game ends. It is late. The fire is dying. You see the patrons starting to leave, including these Western traders. And you all get a long rest and clear 1 level of exhaustion.
Woo!
More important
You
for
say
some
we
of
get
you.
long rest and we get 1 level, right?
No. Remove a level of exhaustion.
Damn.
Remove
Okay.
a level if your name is Horace.
Yes, you go back a level to level 8. Okay.
Recover
So
one level.
feeling well rested in the morning. What would you guys like to do?
I walk over to Horace and I go,
Wake
Horace,
up.
I want to win my money back. I'm feeling better.
So are you still drunk? What?
Have you been drinking all night? Or you that?
That
Was it
sounded
that
like-
bad that you lost?
Maybe a
Am I
little.
still- wait, am I still poisoned?
Oh, no. So I think now, between the two of you, who had 2 levels of exhaustion? I think Almyre, you had 2 levels, so now
Almyre.
you're just down to 1 level.
I'm down to 1, yeah.
Okay, so
The
you have
poison, I think, has
disadvantage
been
on
done
checks,
for a
but
while.
yeah. The poison was done
Yeah.
in the first floor of the tower last session.
That makes sense.
Okay. So as you guys come out of your bedroom, Sabrina approaches you and she says, would you like some breakfast? She has clearly been up all night.
Sabrina, are you doing okay? You look like you've been up all night.
No, I only had to take care of Vernus all night. That's fine. His father didn't come back, so, it's not a problem. It happens sometimes. I'm sure he's on a bender somewhere around here. I'm sure he'll be back today. Surely he didn't run away from his responsibilities as a father. No, of course not.
Caleb, what did you say your character's name was?
Men have never done that.
Your fake name?
My dad's name that I can't remember again.
Benny. Or Benedict.
But,
Yeah, because it's Benny and the Jeatz, yeah.
That's right. Right.
So, oh my god.
I think Benny wouldn't mind watching your kid for the day, actually.
Oh, are you
don't- No, he's actually just kind of nervous because he didn't want to ask for himself.
No, you told me this morning that you're like, I'd be dying to pay her back for being so kind.
You really don't
I would
have
watch
to
your
lie to
kid.
the woman. She probably wouldn't mind if you just did it.
If you please could just spare a gold, I'll have one of the young ladies in the village babysit him for a few days. Just 1 gold piece, please. I can't spare it, and I hate to beg, truly.
I give her 10 gold.
She looks at it like this is the most money she's ever seen in her life.
10 gold. Oh, Yes, I'll make sure Vernus is well taken care of.
This
would
is for the babysitter.
do for...
I'm just kidding. You whatever you want.
Oh, okay. Yes, of course. I'll make sure Vernus is well taken care of. Even if his father doesn't return, I'll make sure he is schooled and taught manners unlike his father.
This is payment for you to kick him in the balls if he comes back as hard as you can.
Varric. Oh, of course, yes. Varric will get a swift kick to the nuts, of course. By everyone in the village.
Absolutely.
Did I... You know the story. Anyway, I'll bring some bread and eggs over. How about that? And she walks to the back of the room and brings back a plate of eggs and bread. What would you all like to do today? I can open up the town map if you'd like to identify where you'd like to go, perhaps.
Calling a rodeo.
I guess the first thing that would be nice to do would just be to see if we can find a little shop and see if maybe we can find those traders and see if they have anything that we can pay them their gold back for.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So I've put you guys right outside the inn here, but again, here's the inn, here's the market where you saw this legless man who seemed to be begging for money. This ship would clearly, the only one in the dock would clearly be that of the Western traders. This one is the storehouse. This building looks important, though you don't know why. Just lamp shading there. So, where would you like to go?
Which building did you?
If you want to talk to the Western traders, you could go to the boat here, or what was that, Sean? Sorry.
What building did you say seemed important?
This one here. Seems like maybe a harbor master or something, with it being out in the water. Oh, and then this building here is kind of like what looks like a temple. The tall one.
I would like to maybe learn more about Lord Fresk.
I mean, you can ask Sabrina. Also, you've not left the tavern or the inn just yet. So if you want to ask Sabrina about the buildings, you can, and she can point you to where you want to go. So do you want to ask Sabrina about Lord Fresk?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Yes. Well, Lord Fresk, he lords over this town. He is in that building over there, over the water. In what looks like a harbor master's quarters. That is where the Lord sits, after all, being a river trading town. If you want to go see him, you can. I don't think he's too busy today. You can probably go see him without having scheduled an audience with him.
What type of person is he?
Truthfully, he's pretty easygoing. I have not ever had issues. We've been late on our taxes a few times, but he's not ever made a big stink of it.
I already took over the town and brought in a bunch of people. Is that right?
Took over the town is an expression that perhaps the extremists would like to use, the humanitarians, as they call themselves, but he took over the town. No, he was voted in fact, by a majority.
Well, I, for one, am all for democracy.
Are you new here?
Yes, this is our first time.
Perhaps Davistan could help with perhaps the history of this place. I'm not that well versed in it, but the beggar that you see in the market, don't let him fool you. He's quite intelligent. He's just looking for money to keep up the temple from falling apart. I give him what I can, whatever spare coppers I've got, but he lived through it.
Wait.
The transition.
Lived through.
What was his name?
Davestan. Do you know him?
Is that the legless man?
Yes, in the market. Yes, he lost his leg. It was about 10 years ago.
What's his last name?
Reynolt.
What happened? What would happen here that would cause him to lose the legs?
Well, there was a battle for the sake of the city. The humanists tried to revolt against the order of King Melchior, and it turned into a bloodbath, and Davestan was on the side of the orcs and lost his legs for it, but again, you'd have to talk to Davestan to understand the specifics of the history. It's been 10 years. I don't quite remember the politics of all of it, but... Say, you...
The humanists fought
kind
too?
of look familiar. The humanists fought well, what Victor Kane called the Coalition, but really it was just those that opposed the movement of the orcs and tieflings and dragonborn up here to the north.
I think we need to go talk to them.
Oh, yes, by all means. I'm sure he has some time today. He would probably appreciate some money for speaking to him. Not that he'd ask for it himself. Honestly, just lending him an ear would probably be more value to him than anything else.
I'll look to the group and be like, I know this man, and I'll start walking out the door.
Okay. Would you like to go speak to Lord Fresk or Lord Davestan first?
I don't think to go speak to Davestan first.
Or not Lord Davestan, sorry. Just Davestan. Okay, so as you walk out of the inn, this is a relatively small town. So as you leave the inn, within 50, 60 feet is the market, and you see Davestan sitting on the ground with his mug, kind of lazily trying to catch people's eyes, seeing if they will give him money. And as you approach, you can hear him say, "Oh, it's to help the temple. Please, money for the temple."
Not probably knowing his name. Do I recognize him?
You look at him, and it seems like your uncle. These memories of you as a child come flooding back. Your uncle teaching you how to swing a sword. He doesn't look that much older than you recall. His hair is grayed a little bit, perhaps through stress. He's grown a beard, and he looks a little dirty, and obviously the lack of legs is quite the physical change. As he's sitting on a little box. But he otherwise looks like your uncle as you recall him as a child.
Just as tall as I remember. No, like uncle.
You walk up to him, and he looks up at you, and he says, "Do I know you?"
Horace. It's probably odd, but it's Horace.
Horace? What? Is this some sick prank?
No, my father Alistair and mother Penelope Reynolt. We probably just disappeared on you. You've been never hearing us from us again.
It's been 10 years since they've been gone. What? You can't...
Oh, yeah.
What? You must be lying to me. Who sent you? Who sent you to play a prank on an old cripple?
I'm not. I can...
Was it Thomas?
Did he give you money to
Thomas.
come pretend to be my long lost nephew? Speaking of my dead brother.
No, we had to run from Victor Kane. We couldn't live here much longer.
Victor Kane. He's been gone for years. What? Tell me something then. You see, like, this look of disbelief has clearly taken hold of him, but there is a shred of hope in his eyes, and he asks, tell me something that only my nephew would know, then. If you truly are Horace Reynolt, son of my brother.
Is there something I still have?
Yes, but that's for you to decide on what it might be. I assume you would definitely have some relic of your parents who would have, passed by now.
Yeah, I guess I thought it was something I took from the cabin. I could show him.
Well, what is it, Sean? Is it a necklace? Is it a bracelet? Is it a...
Yeah, silver necklace. They pulled a silver necklace is what I had.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, you pull out a silver necklace and hold it out to Davestan, who cups it in his hand, but doesn't take it from you. He cups it in his hands, and he says, by the old gods and the new, my brother asked me if this necklace would be beautiful enough to give to your mother, Penelope. And he looks up at you and he says, it is you. And he squints his eyes. But how? You're older than me, even.
It's a long story.
Perhaps one better told in comfort of indoors. Please, follow me to the temple. I'll put on a fire and perhaps we can talk some more.
Sounds good.
He hops off his little box and is walking on his hands toward the temple.
Follow.
Okay. Jeatz, Almyre.
I think I might just give him a minute. Horace, are you okay if we go try to trade for some items while you do that?
No, that's fine. I'll catch up with my uncle here.
Okay. Is there anything you're looking for? I'm happy to trade for you with your gold. I promise I'll give you yours back fairly.
Just +3 anything. Probably don't have enough for it, but you find something.
Okay, well, give me your sack of gold and I will give it back to you if we don't get anything.
I'll hand it to Almyre, not to just trust.
Oh, beautiful.
That's totally understandable. I totally get where you're coming from. And I guess I look at Almyre and go, let's go over here. And I take her
so
to
you
the,
guys
boat dock.
Right, so you guys approach the boat dock, and as you do, you see a few of these Western traders. It appears that they are making the final preparations before they leave. If you guys want to drag your tokens to the boat, to the top of the battle map. It looks like they're making final preparations to leave, but as you approach, they perk up and they have your attention, at least in this moment.
Good morning, gentlemen. I'm glad we caught you before you left. I was hoping to see. I realized we were rude last night, and all we did was trade for your gold. I wonder if there's any items that we could perhaps take off your hand and maybe give you some of your gold back.
We have learned over the past couple months that it does us no good to take items here to trade. Do you not know these people are poor, without means?
Well, I mean, no, I really didn't. I've never been here before.
Well, that is your own folly.
Oh my god.
Well, that's true. I've now found myself here now, so I've since rectified that folly. So, anyway, so there's nothing that we could potentially trade for you?
Would you like to buy your items back?
No, I think that our items aren't really of something we're interested in.
We have lumber. Would you like that?
He says in the most sarcastic voice.
I look at Almyre and I say, they say they have lumber. Is that useful? I say that in Sylvan.
Is that something to support your back? Like when you're sitting all day, maybe?
No, I don't. I understand.
Perhaps canvas to make sails?
Still in Sylvan, I'm gonna say back to him, oh, I don't think we're interested in canvas.
I'll sell you this ore if you'll leave us alone.
So he understands. So he understood Sylvan.
No. He's just making.
Oh, okay.
He's just poking fun.
Gotcha. I look back now, Almyre, and go, I don't think that we're gonna get anything. This and I look back at the master and I go, okay, well, thank you for your time. My foreigner friend here was just hoping to get something worthwhile, but it seems you have nothing. So thank you so much.
It has been.
I bow. Yes, it has been. And I'm gonna turn around and look at Almyre and say,
"Thank you, Sean. Thank you."
That's unfortunate. They said that for our time we needed to pay them 10 gold.
Oh my god. Roll me a deception against an insight, I guess, if you really want.
God, if you fucking win this,
I don't have any on me, so.
Yes, you do. You have.
No.
You have Horace's gold.
You absolute.
I have Horace's gold.
Wait. Horace,
Yeah.
did you give your gold to Almyre or to Jeatz?
Yeah. Yes, because I said I didn't trust him, so I gave it to Almyre.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Insight with disadvantage.
Oh my god.
Is it 11?
I got an 8, so it's fine.
Okay.
Thank God. Go on, Myra. Thank you.
I definitely don't think they said that.
Even
Their
without
tones
hearing-
were
Even
quite-
without
it seemed
understanding
quite good.
what they said, obviously no one would ask you money for their time.
Yeah. Well,
If you honestly,
I guess we could...
if Almyre, you had failed that check, I would have said you would have felt compelled to throw it into the bay, or to throw it at their ship instead of giving it to Jeatz.
Oh man. Okay. Anyway. All right, Almyre. I'll let's head back to Horace and maybe we can reconnect.
Okay. So Horace, as you're being led into the temple, and we'll change scenes here back to the indoor portion of this adventure. If you would like to scroll up just a little bit, there is a temple hidden in the shadows. What you see when you walk in is that this temple is in poor shape. There are holes in the roof from years of weathering. These benches that have rotted through have just collapsed and turned to splinters on the floor. The place has a lingering scent of perfume, but it does not cover the stench of the rat excrement. But you do see on this one intact bench there is a blanket and what looks like a makeshift pillow out of some cloth. You would assume perhaps that's where your Uncle Davestan sleeps at night. He
knowing where
comes
where
on
we
in
came
and
from,
sits.
I'm quite devastated on the state of him.
He sits on this pew and looks up at you, and he says, "What are you doing back? What are you here for? What do you want to know? I think I've got so many questions that I want to ask, but I will ask that you just perhaps start speaking."
It's a little difficult. For you, it sounds like it's been 10 years, but for me, it's been, I don't know how many years, like several decades.
40?
Several decades. Like for you,
Well, I'm like,
50.
yeah, I'm like, I don't know, yeah, 50, yeah. Yeah, for me, yeah. For you, it's been 10 years. For me, it's been 50. All I remember
50
from
winters in the time it took me to pass 10. What magic is this?
all I remember is I remember stuff in my life before, and things are coming back as I spend more time here. But we were running from Victor Kane. I were running through the woods. With my father carrying me, and they ran. And all of a sudden, there was this tree, the same one that we came back through, and this bright light, and we just ran through it and entered a new plane. And that's
So you
where I've been.
escaped the blade of Victor Kane. You actually made it out alive. Tell me, is my brother still alive? And Penelope?
They are no longer with us.
He looks down, saddened. I suppose if you've been alive for 50 of your winters, then perhaps it's understandable that they might be gone. Tell me, did they live happy lives, free from fear?
A lie, and yes, they lived a good life together.
He
They
seems
grew up happy.
pleased by that. You're not sure if he's believing you for the sake of his own sanity or if he knows you're lying and is just accepting it as fact. As he's hanging his head. Oh, sorry.
It was hard. It was hard. The hardest part was knowing that we couldn't come back or know what was going on here with the rest of our family and not being able to grow up, all together.
It wasn't easy. You were just a child when it happened, but Victor led a rebellion against Lord Malchior's decree. You don't remember much of those days, do you?
No, I don't remember much. I just remember the name Victor Kane. I remember running, but after we entered into the plane, it's worn away in my mind.
Well, then I shall tell you the story for you to put together a more holistic picture of who your parents were. Perhaps you would look even more fondly upon them even in their absence. You see, King Melchior decreed that the monstrous races were to be exiled to the north of the Lutzum Empire, to Duvos and to Lastarth. Some of those in a higher station and those that could afford it were allowed to stay in their positions, but most orcs, dragonborn, and tieflings were poor, already looked down upon. The humans, halflings, and elves already, they didn't like them. And so Lord Melchior, he passed down this ruling, and so they came. They initially overwhelmed us, but the kind ones amongst us made accommodations for them, allowed them into our homes, but of course there were those that were not pleased with this decision, Victor Kane amongst them. He felt like King Melchior did and decried their ugliness. And so Victor Kane led a rebellion, if you would like to call it that. He gathered the humans that were displeased with their presence and led an attack. They were already more unfortunate than us, those orcs, tieflings, and dragonborn. They did not have much to their name, but there were those amongst us that stood up. Me, your father, and your mother. They spoke out for those who would be trampled upon. Victor Kane didn't quite like that, and so he became a target. Your mother and father became a target rather as well as myself. And that night, which I'm sure you remember, Victor Kane took my legs, and thankfully was Fresk that had saved me. He tackled Victor and got him off of me. But Victor ran away, and he chased your mother and your father and you into the woods, and that's all I saw. After that night, the clerics healed me. They could not restore my legs, but they stopped the bleeding. But the clerics of Melchior, they left. And so Fresk allowed me to take up residence here and keep up the temple for at least as much as I could. So, here we are. Melchior, blessed be his name, the Lord of Light, whatever you want to call him, led me to this place and led you to where you are today. Call Melchior a demon, call him a savior. It matters not to me, but he has set things in motion, I fear, that cannot be undone.
Where's the rest of our family?
They were scattered. Most of the humans left last hearth, so you'll see mostly orcs and tieflings here. There are more humans in Duvos, but the city, if I am hearing correctly, is split in two by the river. Orcs, tieflings, dragonborn, and those sympathetic to their cause live on the western side of the river, and the humans live on the eastern side. It is a city split by strife, racism. Melchior's decision has torn asunder the north, but of course he doesn't care. His Solarian doesn't care about us. We're just nothing.
Guess we can just try to see what we can do here to better things around here while we're here.
If you could help with the food situation, that would be excellent. There is a blight, it seems, amongst the crops and the livestock.
Doesn't seem out of place, this blight.
I've heard the guards murmur about the storehouse being a place of terror as well. There's something going on in the city, and it seems to have come to a head.
We can definitely check out the storehouse and see what we can do about that.
I'm glad to see you, nephew. I haven't had comfort for a decade now, but seeing your face, even though it's grayer than mine, has brought me enough comfort, I think, to last me the rest of my life.
Thank you, Uncle. I'll try to make up for all the time that we missed and help better things for you here.
He nods his head and he kind of reserves some space for himself and goes into what looks like a meditative state. As you're in here,
Just
go
put
ahead.
my hand on his shoulder.
Yeah, as you do that, go ahead and give me a look around at this temple. You roll me a perception check.
That is a 18.
With an 18, as you look around, immediately you notice that it's sort of dilapidated, but as you look around, you can kind of sense the feeling that this place has gone through some changes. And so what I'll say is that you intuit through what Davestan has told you, that this temple seemingly was dedicated to the old gods, some old pantheon that doesn't exist anymore. There appear to be things that were torn off the walls, leaving some dark spots. But what you see in front of you on the other side of this altar is a dusty, dilapidated statue of what appears to be a king with a crown in armor, this stone statue on the far side of this room. So, putting all these pieces together, it seems that this temple belonged to the old gods, but was repurposed to the new god, which you would intuit to be King Melchior.
They think the king is the god.
Yes, it would seem that King Melchior is the new god. When you heard Davestan mention the old gods, it would seem that Melchior has replaced the old gods.
Okay. I guess I'll just wait for Jeatz and Almyre to return.
Okay. Yeah, so speaking of which, the other two of you, are you coming to the temple, or are you going to see Lord Fresk? Or
I think it makes sense to meet back up with Horace.
okay. Yeah, so we'll say that you guys make your way to the temple, and I'm dragging your tokens here for you. And you see Horace with his hand on this man's shoulder. You walk in and see this dilapidated temple, broken benches, things torn off walls, holes in the roof everywhere. But you see these two men sort of in a quiet reserve.
I guess I walk towards. I walk in, and I walk towards Horace, and I go, "Hey, done really everything okay here? We just got back from the merchant. Nothing really worth trading for, unfortunately."
Oh, really? I didn't lose any of my gold. I look at Almyre to see if everything's straight.
Yes, well, everything went well.
Yeah, we may have violated custom by leaving and not paying them 10 gold, but we'll probably never see them again.
Did you?
So
Did you go see those? You went to the merchants to see if you could see what they had to sell? Did they not have anything?
They had ore and canvas and wood, but I think they were just fucking with us. But I really wasn't gonna deal with all of that.
I mean, unless it was maybe magical ore and wood, they did say they dealt in that sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't really think they had anything of worth. They did say that we had to give them 10 gold to for bothering them and wasting their time, but we held firm and we didn't do that because that's your money and that's important.
If I see through that.
I mean, there's no reason that you would believe it, Horace. So it's more about, do you think he's trying to lie to Almyre?
I'll roll a deception check. We can do this.
I mean, yeah, sure. Yeah, roll a deception check. I'll give you disadvantage on that, though, Jeatz. And Horace, you can roll flat on your insight.
Well, they were both
that's
15,
a natural 20?
Oh. Horace, you get the feeling that perhaps that 10 gold is necessary and maybe should go to your uncle over here. So you know that it's not required of the traders, but you're like, what can I use with 10 gold?
I think Jeatz, I think you should, instead of paying those merchants, I think maybe 10 gold should go to my uncle here.
Yeah,
I hold out a bowl to Jeatz.
Yeah, I mean,
I give him a look like I know you're fucking with me and try to get me out of here.
Listen, I completely understand. Almyre, hand him his gold back.
Oh yes, here.
I take my gold and I'm still holding out the bowl to Jeff. and I clear my throat.
I transfer 10 favor into the bowl.
I know you can't do that.
I mean, you can transfer 10 favor into the bowl if you'd like.
I transferred 10
you can
favor
make it
into the bowl.
Does it?
A magical bowl.
Does it do anything?
Roll me an Arcana check.
That is a 19.
With a 19, as you hold this bowl, the bowl feels oddly compelling, like you want to put gold in it. Like if Davestan were to have this bowl and hold it out in the market, that people would feel more compelled to give him some money to upkeep the temple. We'll call it the Bowl of Compulsion.
Bowl of Compulsion.
That kind of sounds... I don't know about that. I like it, but I don't like it. I think this bowl might be a little more handy for you now.
Davestan.
I'll put it back. Well, I hand it to him to see if he senses anything different about it.
He holds it, and I'll have him roll a d20 because he's otherwise got +0s to everything. He rolled a 9. He holds it, and it doesn't feel very different, but he gives you a little nod, and he says, "If it's blessed by you, then that's all I need."
Thank you. And I kind of want to... And I whisper to Glitter as he was looking at it, see if you can donate 10 gold from Jeatz, if you know what I mean.
Let's see. She's got a +5 to Dex. Yeah.
Okay.
She whispers into your... I'm going to have her roll a sleight of hand. Roll me a perception check, Jeatz.
Okay.
Since this is physical gold.
18?
Mm.
Wait, that can't be right.
I rolled a 16.
No, yeah, I'm sorry. I
Perception.
rolled a nature by accident. It should be a 14. But I'm
Okay.
gonna use... Oh, I got rid of the ruby ring. Gotta delete that shit too. Yeah, okay. I'll let it happen. Whatever.
Yeah, glitter sneaks in. Oh, she's also she's also had a long rest, which means that she gets her shit back. But she sneaks into Jetz's pocket, and you see Davestan. He's closed his eyes again. He's just kind of holding this bowl, meditating. But all of a sudden, 10 gold pieces clatter into the bowl, and he looks into it, and he says, "By the old gods and Melchior himself." What? He looks up at you, Horace. You truly have blessed this bowl.
I nod and hold my hand for a fist bump behind my back for glitter.
Oh yeah, you feel glitter gives you a tiny fist bump back.
It's the least I
So
could do.
Jeatz, you have lost 10 gold.
That's fine. I still have more gold than he does, so we're all good.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
You just stingy with your fucking gold.
Fucking stingy, mate. Okay. And honestly, on that note, I think that's where we're going to end our session. Just a little sweet moment.
Right.
With Danistan having gained some gold to repair the little temple here. Thanks for watching, folks, and we'll see you next
Bam.
week.